Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you all for joining in chat. We're just ready at that, like, galaxy screen, just ready to go. But, afternoon, Red Hot. Thank you for joining in. And thank you, Shadow, for joining as well. Hello. Gonna get Karl in now. For once, it's like... Hi, Exil. Thank you for joining. It's for weird. Normally, like, when I look at our Discord chat, because, like, you know, Karl and I use it for, like, recording wiki weekends and stuff. It's like usually like, here's a stupid picture of, like, Tifa in a bikini, and today it's like, oh, there's business stuff, Karl. There's business stuff.
Oh, we can talk about the Discord.
Yeah, normally it's like, oh, here's Tifa's big breasts, and today it's like, here's actually, like, us trying to run a business.
To be fair, though, like, most of running a business is just looking at Tifa's breasts. Like, whenever you feel like the running a business is getting you down, just look at Tifa.
Like, that's just the Square Enix tactic, isn't it? Of, like, anytime you're feeling down, just go and check out what they're working on Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, yeah, you could make the strap on like that bikini a little bit thinner. It's clearly not working hard enough.
It's actually ridiculous.
Oh dear. Oh, that's shit news, Shadow. I hope everything's not too bad. But Karl, I looked up just what the Rescue Dr. Kenson thing is.
Okay.
Would you like to do another DLC that's got no story and is 2 hours of combat rooms?
No, thank you. I want to go do story stuff and meet Legion.
I'm just like, I'm so done of, like, these DLCs are just not that impressive. Also, you're welcome for bringing up Blasto in the Drell video. Like, just the fact that you brought up Blasto in the first place, it's like...
That got us to the mysterious Hannah.
It did. It did.
Which might, like, I've got to make the shorts this week. Like, and the mysterious Hannah is definitely getting made.
It's got to, yeah. Of just, like, I can't believe there's just pictures of actual Blasto, of, like, the Hannah with a bunch of different guns. It's like, it's so cool. Also, yeah, Red Hot, I saw you post about that Pokemon team of, like, Karl, did you know who just won the regionals, like, Pokemon-wise?
It was like someone just picked Articuno and gave 4 ice moves, right?
Someone went in with a fucking Articuno and Alolan Ninetales, because, like, Rillaboom, Landorus, and
they're all weak to ice.
Another thing are all, like, yeah, another one of the, like, 3 of the Raging Bolt, that's it. And it's just, like, 3 of the most dominating Pokemon are all weak to ice. It's like, fuck it, bring Articuno in.
I almost wish that like the anti-meta pick, and because no one expects it, it gets you a kill. And that's all you need to do sometimes.
Of just no one expected, like, regular ass Articuno to come up and win. Oh god, like, that's the thing is, like, there's so much to be said for playing in the meta and trying to, like, just be, like, pick the good Pokemon, but then it's such a more interesting world when somebody goes, oh, I see this meta and I'm gonna pick it apart.
In fact, it's like just 4 ice moves.
I didn't realise I had 4 ice moves. That was great.
Yeah, just ice stab 4 times.
Because they were like, fuck it, give it a choice scarf and just ice everything, like, ice it all down. Yeah, this gen has, like, been surprising in, like, random shit that's just popping off every now and then, like, just when someone was like, hey, I made Magmar work, it's like, okay, cool, yeah. Also, yeah, welcome to just one of the most interesting missions in Mass Effect, because fuck doing that Arrival DLC if it's basically just like, here's 5 minutes of story and 2 hours of combat. Like, fuck, yeah. I want to get the Reaper IFF. So this is on a derelict Reaper. A 2-kilometer long ship with an unmistakable profile of a Reaper. It's giving off power signatures in localized areas, but they are far weaker than a ship this size would indicate. This Reaper seems to maintain a Mass Effect field that has kept it from falling into the failed star. But massive holes that have been blasted and melted into parts of the hull and remain unrepaired. The only logical conclusion is that the Reaper died, or was at least reduced to minimal functioning a long time ago.
Like, that thing is like the idea that a Reaper can die is terrifying.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, that's one of the questions, isn't it? Of like, the Reapers are like inorganic, but also are like seen as alive or dead.
Yeah, it's like, can they die?
Mm-hmm. And that's a question, like, can they die? And is shutting down a sentient robot killing it?
Yeah, it's like, and if they can die, what does death look like for them?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's such a fascinating question. I'll take Tally with you.
You want to take Tally?
You've got to take Tally with you for this.
For anyone, maybe just like Mordin being a scientist.
Yeah, might have something interesting to say.
Something interesting. The Hannah with the gun picture comes from. There was a couple that I saw. There was one that was like a poster for a movie.
It might be in universe. Yeah, probably like a lot of it's like fan art, and we don't really like using fan art because it's some people get really funny about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people are like, oh, thank you, use my fan art for credit, but some people are like, do not use my shit in your videos, which I've had before.
Like, that's the thing, is the occasional time where I do use fan art knowingly, because sometimes you might just not know, right? Like, a lot of the time when I just pull something up and use fan art, it's like, I'll use the fan art and I'll credit the artist, put a link into where I found it and stuff. And normally people are pretty chill about that. They just want credit, but like, there are probably going to be some people who don't appreciate that, like, you didn't get explicit permission, even though it's obviously publicly posted and you crediting them and stuff. It's like,
yeah, for some people it's just not enough.
Mm-hmm. And you know, well, that's fair enough. Have your own boundaries, and if like anyone was ever uncomfortable, like, I'd, you know, remove that part of the video where it has the artwork or whatever. You know, find a way to work around it and respect their choices with that. But like, I think a recent example where like I had to use fan art was when you mentioned like Sonic X Shadow like furry bait, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna find any official pictures of like this is published by Sega of just shadow jacking off Sonic or something. I'm pretty sure I have to go to the fan community for help on that one. But generally, I pick things from like the wiki pages a lot of the time. So like that one was from the fan wiki of Blasto, which I presume means it's all like officials.
Yeah, it's most like something from like inside the game. I bet.
It's not transmitting any IFF, but the radar paints its silhouette as
I couldn't remember. I did read where it was from, but I did see that it was like here's like the movie poster for like Blasto number 6.
Yeah, it's like probably one of those things that's like on in the Citadel somewhere that you've not spotted.
I mean, it could have been in the Citadel DLC. I can't remember, or just on the Citadel or something. But, I know there's also one picture that I used where it was like from the Mass Effect like web comic or something.
Yeah.
I used one of those where it was like an illustrated picture, not not like an in-game picture or anything. And then there was one where like the Hannah just was very chill with 2 little pistols. Bypass that, Steve. I love the idea that even you go onto like a derelict Reaper ship, and obviously gameplay wise they need to like have these little wall safes that they've been putting everywhere, but that just means that like inside of a Reaper there's like a human style just computer system and wall safe and shit,
which just makes no sense.
Yeah, just all of this little lab here just seems to like, why is all of this stuff just the same technology that's on like the Citadel?
Why is it built for humans if they're robots?
And I guess like the like Reaper, I don't remember whether Reapers have like people inside of them, because like was Sovereign inside? Was Saren near Sovereign, and was Sovereign like?
I'm not sure if like he'd ever piloted Sovereign.
Yeah, I can't remember whether he was like sitting inside of Sovereign and like piloting it around and stuff.
To be kind of crazy if it was. So I still love his tactic of crashing in. Yeah.
And I think that's why he got like so brainwashed.
Do like close to this like Reaper technology.
Mm-hmm.
The angles of the walls seem to press down on you. I find myself clenching my teeth.
The indoctrination codex. So yeah, that's what happened with Saren, of like the indoctrination just slowly takes over. And maybe that's it, it's just that they like act as a ship as for other people and indoctrinate them and stuff, as well as just being their own big entity.
I imagine just driving like a Ferrari and it slowly turns you insane.
We finished cataloging specimens A203 to B016. No evidence of active
Cerberus setting up in the Reaper for study. Right, okay.
Over the last 37 million years. There's not
We've got these models built.
He asserts that the truth is
basically
obvious.
It's like
concerned.
one of those weird things that I'm like, well, if they've been inside the Reaper doing like research and shit, why am I here to pick up the IFF?
Yeah. Maybe it's because it's like they don't want to fuck around. I don't want to fuck around with
it. The Night Rider that's on Diego. I still think one of my favorite TikToks that I've seen like ever was just that one that went around of like this woman just being like, so I'm on a date and I'm in this guy's car and he started playing Andrew Tate. Help.
What
do I do?
What's amazing about that though is the amount of guys who like just started using horrible fucking slurs on that woman. It's like, you're proving the point.
Yeah, exactly. This is why this woman wants to get away. The car of insanity. It's like they just went like it's just weird though, of like these people just went in and started going instantly insane, and then Shepard, Tally, and Morden are just chilling out in here like, yeah, no, there's no problem.
Well, you're fine. You're super cool and stuff.
Oh shit, I forgot to put on our little Paragon and Renegade points. So remember, the viewer points are there. You can influence whether you be Paragon or Renegade. At the moment we are minus 200 Renegade, and it will go up 200 or down 200 if you use Renegade or Paragon mode, respectively. Yeah, you can utilize those viewer points to make sure that we're just like the most wishy-washy of Shepards.
Yeah, I do not want to commit to anything.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I think Karl and I are probably in, like, similar places when it comes to Mass Effect, of, like, previously being all in on being a Mass Effect nerd, but haven't really, like, studied it or played the games in a little while now, so my memory of it is waning a little bit.
Yeah.
Of, like, back in the day when Mass Effect 2 had been out for, like, a couple of years, I'd probably have been able to tell you, like, loads of shit, but yeah, I've definitely like loosened a lot of that to just shove more Pokemon knowledge in, and just like cram the meta into my head.
It's a Homer Simpson classic. Every time I learn something new, it pushes all stuff out of my brain.
Yeah.
I need options, Joker.
This is kind of one of the reasons that
Shepard, a kinetic barrier can only be produced by
I hate people who take it for truth because it's not in the games. It's not like being told that way, but I do like the theory of the indoctrination theory with Shepard.
Yeah. It's the problem of, like, it's probably something that Matt Pat said in a video, and now for a lot of people, that's just what the lore is.
Like, people treat it as if it's official lore and official story, but it's like, I really love the idea of, like, yeah, everyone else who's spent time around Reapers seems to go insane and get indoctrinated. Why didn't Shepard?
But it's never been officially confirmed.
Yeah, and everyone treats it as though, like, well, that's just, like, common knowledge. That's just what happened, and it's It's
No, it's
called
not.
a fan theory for a reason. It's just a theory. It's like, that's the thing.
The fact that every one of that guy's videos ended with him admitting like it's not something that's like ever been confirmed, and people
then
still
everyone
say
treats it as if it's exact truth.
like the literal name of the series is Game Theory, and people are like, well, was it not clear? Like, how was it not clear?
It's the name of the channel, and it's how they outro every video of like, that is just a theory. That's all it is. And then everyone went, got it. That's exactly how it happened. It's like, oh, you missed just the whole point. Like, the entire point. You just went all the way around it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's baffling. It's like we were talking about when we talked about Elden Ring. There's like a couple of like those law streamers, and they always say, like, this has never been confirmed. This is just my interpretation of it. I invite you to, like, seek out the information for yourself, come to your own judgment. Sweet, that's exactly how it went down. Got it. Thanks.
Also, Ross subbing for 31 months. Fuck yeah. Just like bringing the Will Bang okay back.
That's all. Like, this means that this stream is now the longest relationship that most people probably had.
Fascinating. Requires scanners.
That's a really weird way to think of it.
Of data.
It is. But...
It's like, yeah, when people have streamed for a long time, I'm just like, yeah, this is longer than like friendships I've had. That people that have known me in real life have given up on me quicker. So appreciate it, Ross. Thank you.
Usually it takes people a couple of years to get sick of it.
You're married? You never mentioned that.
Katie had anger management issues. When my brother got married, the best man tried to hit on her. She kicked
I mean,
him
I
out her
legit
steps.
think
What? Katie's my wife.
like the friends that are in like the group of friends with Karl included, the people I still speak to out of that group are probably the longest friendships that I've got now.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's like a good, like, what, 15 years?
Same thing.
I mean, like,
Memory
yeah, that's the
alteration.
thing. It's
affecting
well,
their minds.
yeah, God, yeah, fuck. Like, this will be 14 years this year.
Don't forget university.
My life. It's like, I mean, that I still speak to a couple of people from high school and sixth form and stuff, but like, not that I wouldn't say we're not friends anymore. It's just I don't actively see them very much or anything.
Yeah.
So like, it's people that I would still consider like friends,
to the right.
but it's not like actively spending time with them very much or anything.
Improvised weapons.
So it's a weird way to distinguish it again. If any of those people are secretly watching, like, I value your friendship.
Thought I was harmless, did you?
I'm not trying to be mean. It's like just someone that I know from like primary school just enters chat and is like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But we're friends. I just don't see you very much anymore.
Oh, that's something special, bro.
We haven't spoken in 3 years, please.
Seemed to be.
I was being dismissive, I'm sorry.
Third day with this headache. You'd think Chandana would have let me have a few hours.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, Axion. I just got back to your message of like, I suppose if you know indoctrination is a thing, then yeah, it's harder to like, it's harder to brainwash people than know they're being actively brainwashed. But
Get ready to fight.
Then again, there is the thing of people who know about it sometimes are easier to influence.
Oh really?
Because sometimes it's like one of those weird things. It's the theory is that because there's a certain point, like the Dunning-Kruger effect almost, of the people who think like they're aware of some of the tools for like indoctrination and like cult techniques, but they're not aware of like the more insidious stuff. So because they think they're above, it's like when people say I'm above like propaganda, and they go watch like right-wing videos to like hate watch them, and then slowly start to. No, like the propaganda doesn't work on me. Then after a while, it starts to sink in.
Right, yeah.
Because they're just immersed within it, which is a sad thing, and there's no doubt plenty of people out there who can confirm they've seen it happen. But, oh yeah, I don't watch, like, I watch like Joe Rogan. He just says weird, mad stuff. I don't believe anything he says. And
that
then
weird,
just like
right-wing YouTube rabbit hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no, I don't believe anything they say. You know, it's just background noise to me. You know, none of it actually sinks in.
Yeah.
Take my money, Twitch. I'm trying to subscribe. PLC, accept me, haha, JK.
I did go through that time. We got a Cade on screen. Thank you very much. Shadow just like, oh yeah, bringing the sausages in. I love that it's, I just, now I can't, I'm just shepherds. I don't know where to go. There's sausages everywhere.
Just the power sausage.
Yeah, I suppose it's true in the sense of like, as well, like when you watch a lot of things like, not necessarily like like the, not necessarily like hypnotizing people, but that is probably part of it. Is like all the stuff that like Darren Brown does as like a mentalist and stuff of like, generally speaking, the people who like want it to happen are the ones who are more susceptible to it.
Yes, because I think it's Darren Brown says the easiest people to hypnotize are skeptics. Because they're so convinced that they're not going to fall for stuff.
Like
it's
one
really
extreme or the other, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the people who are really into it, but I found that fascinating. Yeah, like Darren Brown's a great example of it. It's the people who assume or like say, oh, I can't be hypnotized are the easiest to manipulate. Because them being so anti-against it means they're easy to manipulate just in the opposite direction. It's like the whole thing of like non-conformity. Like people being so just vehemently non-conformist means that they're effectively they are conforming just in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like a lot of the reason why I find that kind of stuff like really fascinating is there's definitely like very hacky bits of Darren Brown or bits that feel like totally just TV rehearsed bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it kind of interesting, isn't it? It's like he makes some stuff up and other stuff he doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. But like, yeah, it's really interesting to like see what kind of people it does and doesn't work on. And like, we went to one of his live shows once, and it's like, you know, he does that classic thing of like going through multiple steps to pick people out of a crowd to like see, you know, each stage it's like, well, I'm gonna do this. And if you didn't like feel this sense or you didn't have this reaction, like just sit down. And then he does it like multiple different things and works his way through a few different processes, and then you've got like 10 people left standing.
One of the things that makes Darren Brown so interesting and entertainer, because like he tells you what he's gonna do, and then you look out for it, and they still trick you. It's almost like Penn and Teller. Like he's like the Penn and Teller for mentalists. So they tell you how a trick's done, and then do the trick. And you're like, how do you do it?
Yeah, yeah. Of like, I love watching those ones of like watching Penn and Teller just do the trick while like without the, you know, the mirrors and all that jazz, like the smoke and mirrors, like just going, oh no, this is how we do it, but you just, you know, we're doing the trick without like the piece of material in front of the table, so we're hiding stuff. It's like just it's always, or like using, you know, clear glass for everything and shit, so that you can just see through everything that's happening.
Wait a minute, Lucas, shut up, look who's on screen.
That's a Geth, Karl.
What's that Geth doing?
What is that Geth doing not shooting at us?
Shepard Commander.
There he is. Yeah, boy! It's Wesker. I love he calls you Shepard Commander as well.
Sniper was a Geth.
That's how like the Geth would speak.
It shouldn't be able to talk. A single Geth has no more intelligence.
So he's like the absolute best character in the entire game. The single most interesting character to talk to.
Yeah, and I'm just catching up with chat, like, yeah, and I do think that's one really boring thing about Mass Effect 1's ending is when you can finally use like your Paragon or Renegade points to like either like snap him out of his indoctrination or like get him to just kill himself or something. I think that might be the Renegade way of doing it. But then you still got to just fight his body anyway.
And they want you to have to fight. It'd be so much more interesting to end the fight of just like you talking out of it. You'd have to fight
like if you had that thing right of like you heard like, oh man, you know that Saren fight that happens in the Mass Effect? Did you know that if like you had enough Renegade points or Paragon points, you could have talked him out of that fight? Like how much more interesting does that sound than, oh, you convinced him with like your charisma and then you just have to fight him anyway. It's like great, great.
It feels like they
Aragon
didn't have faith. They didn't have faith that it'd be.
That it'd be a
like,
good way to end the
thought
game.
we
It's like,
saw.
no, you've got to have a boss fight at the end of the game, right?
Next.
And I don't know how much of it is like part of the EA publishing side of it, or how much it is BioWare. But same with this, right? Of how many times playing those DLCs did we go like, this would have been way more interesting if there was way less combat. But they just didn't have the ability to like think just RPG systems would be satisfying enough, I guess, for players.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is the Renegade option? That is like the no Renegade equivalent of
Enemies inbound.
getting Saren to stop himself. Is it just the Paragon one? Again, that's another interesting thing of like, well, no, fuck you. You were playing evil. You don't get to get out of a fight. Like,
Yeah, because like you've chosen the path of just aggression the entire time.
Yeah, if we could get a Mass Effect like CRPG, or just a Mass Effect where they're able to fully commit to. Morden is having a rough time. He's
not
just
great,
got
is it?
stun locked. Oh no.
That was me playing Final Fantasy earlier. When people just got stun locked by 4 birds. Like, no wonder Solarians don't live very long. Look at that.
Yeah, I adore just more RPG to Mass Effect to happen. Like,
Yeah, it's just RPGs aren't really a thing, are they? Unless you go into like, it's JRPGs, of course, still exist, but just they don't make big bombastic RPGs. And like Final Fantasy just came out, and we were talking about it earlier. Magic's just not a thing in Final Fantasy anymore.
Like, that's the thing, is the magic that's in there is not as good as like the non-magic equivalents, and then there are like elements in the game, but instead of being like 20 different elements like there is in old RPGs, it's like fire, ice, wind, and lightning, and that's all.
Yeah.
People, because that's all modern players can handle, Karl. And then you just glance over to fucking Baldur's Gate 3, or even like Elden Ring or Dark Souls or something. Like, they not necessarily elements, but they have like actually got a wide variety of different, skills, abilities, points, like interactions and stuff. There's a lot to consider when playing those games.
Yeah, I found it fascinating when in Final Fantasy 7, I mentioned it earlier, in Rebirth, they've introduced the Titan, the Summon Titan, the Earth Elemental. And when you get him and you're fighting him, he's using like Earthquake and Stone and Stone Arga. And you get him, it's like, oh cool, what damage does he do? He does non-elemental damage.
Yeah, what elemental damage does Leviathan do? The Water Beast, non-elemental.
He's just non-elemental.
They're using stone and water, and they're non-elemental damage because those elements just aren't allowed to exist because that would be too complicated.
So the only elements that exist in the game are fire, lightning, wind, and water. Fire, lightning, wind, and what's the other one?
Fire,
ice.
lightning, wind, and ice.
Which makes weird thing, like Pokemon has more in-depth RPG mechanics than Final Fantasy does.
Well, I mean, it's not that surprising when you think of like there's 19 types in Pokemon, right?
I found it
19
fascinating
elements,
that,
and then Final Fantasy, like the RPG, has got to have 4.
Headed for.
that's what I found fascinating. Like, you get the Earth element. He
This
says,
should
"Oh,
come
that's
in handy."
Titan, the Earth Elemental." What does he do? Oh, he does non-elemental damage. His name is literally the Earth Elemental. Like, genuinely fascinating. So he just didn't want to put in any more than that.
Yeah, it's like baby's first RPG, quote unquote, which is what everyone calls Pokemon, has 19 elements.
That all
And
interact
Final
with each
Fantasy
other.
isn't allowed to have more than 4.
Enjoy.
Like, genuinely fascinating to think about. Like, they put in a water summon that just does non-elemental damage.
Well, I was telling you, wasn't I, of like, there's been a bunch of podcasts I listen to with, oh my god, dear God help me, of Final Fantasy ad reads. And when I'm listening to them, it's like, I'm too busy to skip them or whatever, like, the wording is like, welcome to a standalone, open-world, combat-focused, non-RPG. And it's like, what? A, why are you referring to it as a standalone game? It's absolutely fucking not. B, why are you so scared to say that, like, it's an RPG? They're like, oh, it's a combat-focused action-adventure or something. I'm like, it's a fucking Final Fantasy game.
It's so baffling. Like I say, I was just astounded. Because I thought when the first summon they introduced is Titan, I thought, oh, cool. Are they going to put in a new element? Because the first game had 4. And this, because it's expanding upon it, they're going to put in, like, Earth magic in this one.
Yeah.
And give me, because now we've got more party members, I've got more things that I can specialise into.
No.
I was looking forward to, like, making Barret, like, an Earth mage. Well, that makes sense. Like, give Barret all, like, the earthquake powers and stuff. No, just non-elemental.
But thank you for looking that up, by the way. Like, yeah. He shoots himself if you get either the Paragon or Renegade options. He just does, obviously, different reactions for reasons to do so.
What a hero.
Watch your right.
But yeah, it's like, I will fight you, by the way, Ross. Charizard is not a dragon, he's a lizard.
He's not, yeah, it's a lizard. Lizards aren't dragons.
Lizards can often look like dragons. But he's not a
The
dragon.
thing about, like, dragons in mythology didn't really look... People they think lizards, and then you go look at, like, what actual dragons look like in all, like, the mythologies around the world, and they look nothing fucking like the dragons.
What is sniping me from? Scion is doing some damage.
Go get him, Chitika. Good girl.
I mean, at this rate, I've kind of got to just sadly give up on the idea of new evolutions because, like...
It's been 3 games, yeah.
It's been 3 whole games, yeah. It's like, it's been over 10 years. And, like, the EVs are some more... Oh my, those fucking Scions just wrecked me. It was the sniper shot things that they were doing that got me there. Like, I got stun locked from one into the other. I had my black hole gun out and everything. I will say, like, I'm very glad that Mega Charizard X was the redemption for that story of, like, Charizard not being a dragon, and I think they, you know, that was a good way to kind of, like, give it its due, but at the same time be, like, doubling down on, yeah, regular Charizard is not a fucking dragon. Yeah, that's the thing. I'd also resigned myself to never seeing Megas again. That is very true. Of, like, I genuinely had given up on ever thinking that we could get them back because I just missed them so much, but it seemed like it was never going to happen because obviously each new game they want to bring in a new battle gimmick, and having 2 battle gimmicks in one game would be probably way too much. And I really hope that that doesn't mean that, like, you know, Megas then immediately get put back in the fucking cupboard. Like, just, you know, we gave you them for this Legends game, shut the fuck up, move on. Because there's a good...
You know it's going to be all like, yeah, super rare ones as well.
There's a very good chance that they're going to be like, here's Legends ZA with a dozen new Mega Evolutions that you really enjoy, and they're never coming back ever again.
The optics, Chitika. Go for the optics.
Neutralize.
I'm very glad, but also very scared for the return of Megas. Of just, please don't just give it us to them in a side game and rip them away again. Because if anything, that just hurts even more because now you've given us hope.
Yeah.
Just, I would rather you tell us there's no chance. Fuck off. You're never getting Megas.
Shields have failed.
My my god, that explosive canister's just going in. Then in the explosive truck.
Just the thing to help.
See, Steven Guja's good, like, ability-wise and stuff, and however, I hate that design. Dear God. Just, alright, we made Gudra look even more dumb and stupid.
Incoming.
And not in a fun way either. Just we made it more bulky and more ugly. Great.
Deploying combat drone. Killed that one.
I just think though, you know, I was never a massive fan of Gudra, but at very least it's not Drampa. Maybe the worst looking dragon Pokemon of all.
This Drampa so dumb. They could have fixed it.
Could they? Could they have fixed Drampa?
Not difficult.
Maybe. Maybe, Lucas.
Because, like, Gudra's alright. I don't mind Gudra. I don't mind Homo-O. Like, from Sun and Moon. And then just Drampa comes along and it's like, the fuck is this? This goofy-ass dragon.
Got trouble.
And, like,
I didn't mind Homo-O, but I just wish it, like, wasn't as powerful as it is. Like, fighting dragon is, like, so strong.
Only remaining
It's good typing, and Soundproof is like a
Then the ship falls
very
into place.
frustrating ability to deal with when I'm a Sylveon user, because it means the Hyper Voice Pixelate doesn't work. But yeah, just like I think it's not overly obviously it's a bit stronger in Scarlet and Violet, because you can tear it out of being 4 times weak to Fairy. Because that is like one of its just big cruxes. It's like, yeah, it's a very powerful type, you know. It's got good abilities, good moveset, but it's 4 times weak to Fairy, and that's its counter. And then it can just not be weak to Fairy anymore. Oh, we take the Reaper IFF. Like, this is what it was all for.
Here he
This must
is.
be the IFF.
Cerberus team succeeded. Current location unknown.
And I presume just... Yeah, it's like... They'd acquired the IFF, but just everyone got indoctrinated and killed. So there was no one left to bring it off the ship.
Get ready to fight.
Go get them, Tatika. Good
The
girl.
good old scientist Fairy. Yeah, I've not actually checked out that like remix of it. Catchy little tune. I think as well, I think one of the best parts about it is that it's sung by Mordin, who just obviously the way that you see him presented as like soldier / doctor, you just don't pin him as a guy that's into musical theatre.
It makes sense though. Yeah, it's like, you know, study somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. he's just one Geth, but that means he's also all Geth. But then all of Geth aren't all of Geth anymore because they had a disagreement. How does a hive mind have an argument?
Here, enjoy.
Incoming. Deploying combat drone.
Because I understand that the concept of, yeah, they had a disagreement and they end up, you know, going multiple ways. But how does a hive mind have a disagreement?
Well, that's one of the things they talk about.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
say, like, when Geth make decisions, they generally always agree because, you know, it's a species of pure logic, and generally the most logical solution is what the consensus comes up with, like the wisdom of crowds. And that's why it's so why Legion is such an interesting character to talk to, because in a game full of aliens, he is the most alien character.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only is he a completely alien intelligence, but you understand it to be sentient.
Also, yes, Shadow, you bring up a very good point. I do disagree with myself a lot. There's a good way of trying to frame it. I'm like, oh yeah, how could one mind disagree with itself? And it's like, oh no, yeah. Something that happens a lot. Yeah, and obviously we'll get into this more as like, you know, we definitely don't recruit that Geth that we just saw. That's so weird that there's just a random Geth that we'll never see ever again.
Yeah.
You know?
He's even wearing like your logo.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's even got like the N7 colours on him.
Like he's already just like N7 branded. Like,
yeah, like not the actual logo, but he's got like the black with the red stripe down the side. It's like he was built to just be put on the N17. But yeah, we'll never see that Geth ever again, and it's a shame because there's potential that could have led to a very interesting conversation. Such a shame that we'll definitely never see them ever again.
Hostile spotted.
I do think like it's very cool the first time you go through this game, and obviously we're trying not to be too spoilery, but it's hard to not just blurt it out when the game's like 14 years old.
Is that I've been talking about it basically the entire time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Allied fire.
And it's just one of those like really cool things when you first play the game though. Oh fuck, there's a Geth, and then all of a sudden it's not shooting you. And you're like, the fuck is going on? And they don't even tell you that, like, you know, because obviously every other mission is just go to this place and recruit this person, and then there's just a missing slot in your party, and maybe it could have been even cooler if they didn't have that one slot missing. It got added, because you know, even to this point, there's still like one just like dossier file just sitting there unused.
That's what kind of makes it frustrating. Like, it spoils you on, you know, you're going to get a party member.
Yeah, you know, you don't know that it's going to be Legion, but you know there's still a party member coming. And then all of a sudden there's an N7 coloured Geth that doesn't shoot you in this mission. And I think that moment could have been even cooler if that clearly missing party member bit wasn't in your party selection screen. If it made it look like your party had been completed. It's like the game giving you spoilers. It's like when you fucking watch anime and you've got to like not pay attention to the intro because it spoils the end of that arc already. And it's like...
With the exception, like, I always talk about it's Attack on Titan. Like, what the fuck is that?
But even Attack on Titan starts doing it in later seasons.
Of course it does, yeah.
But yeah, just like the first time you watch Attack on Titan, it's like, where are the dinosaurs? Like, why is there just dinosaurs in the fucking intro? And they never explain.
Now, that one still cracks me up because we still get people talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're clear. Go.
The comments on that video are hilarious. Like, no, it's like even people who like it don't seem to be able to explain adequately what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and it seems to be contradictory, like each different person that explains it.
Yeah, which is fascinating.
Mm-hmm. It's like that Starship Troopers comment section on that video of like all of the people that are like arguing against the movie are all contradicting each other.
Yeah. The one that cracks me up is like when you're looking at it and you're like, no, nobody's actually insisting that it's not satire. And you scroll down on our end of YouTube, it's like people insist it's not satire.
Yeah. There's nobody that believes it isn't satire. It's just poorly done. And then 2 comments down is people go, there's no way it's satire.
Yeah.
But you can't make it up.
EDI's AI core. We need better equipment to fight the Reapers. An intact Geth would be invaluable to Cerberus's cyber weapons division.
We'll have to disagree on that, ma'am. I saw enough of these things on Eden.
Oh, look at this. Look at this knobhead.
Cerberus has a long-standing cash bounty.
So I
Just
think you'll
Jacob
find
straight
that.
away being
I
like,
assure
man,
you,
no,
the
I don't
reward
want
is
Legion in the
significant.
party.
It's also as well.
Go
It's
on.
also well. Fuck you. Talking about it's like it saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. It's not a thing. It's a person.
But I swear, every single time it's like, here's a new recruit. Jacob's just stood in the corner going, absolutely fucking not.
I think you'll find that now.
Every time he's like, don't trust this one. Like, who the fuck do you trust? I trust humans. It's like, got it, Jacob. Thanks. Oh yeah. Okay, so it does have. Does it have N7 armor on?
It's got a little piece. I think it's a piece of your armor because you can ask him about it. So you can ask Legion what the deal is, and Legion acknowledges that.
No,
Yeah,
trophies
it
and
makes no
violations
sense.
that
I don't know
AIs
why I
don't
wear
have.
this, but it
I
makes
doubt it's
sense
more
to
than a
me.
convenient field
It's our
repair.
armor, yeah. But we'll. Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, it looks so familiar to N7. It hasn't got N7 armor on. It's like, no, it does have an N7 actually on it. So I was thinking that it was the second skin that Legion gets that adds like N7 stuff to it, but it's like, no, this Geth just stole your shit.
I've killed hundreds of these things, but I've never had a chance to talk to one. This one tried to communicate with us. Hell, it probably saved our lives. Why?
Reactivating the Geth is a risk.
I think as well, if you like
So it
let
should be for human
Cerberus
business
take it as well,
and
it
not
just
in
you
curiosity.
don't get
I
Legion.
still think our best interests involve
Wait,
an
really?
airlock.
I legit think, yeah, I think there is a thing like if you let.
Let's Google it, because I'm not losing Legion.
So I think if you let Cerberus take it, you just don't get him in your party. But look at your eyes as well. Look how evil you are. So evil. Like, talk to Legion. You can trust me, Legion. Don't worry. Shepard's got you.
Decision point for the Geth. Retrieved. If you choose Cerberus gets this Geth to sell it.
You get some credits or something, right?
It's like, if you decide to keep it, it'll remain deactivated. If you sell the Geth, you get 20 Renegade points, 50,000 credits. And then it just says it'll show up in Mass Effect 3.
Brutal, right?
What?
Fucking brutal that you can just, like, get rid of him.
Jesus Christ.
Like, legitimately just fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever thought of the like pressing that option.
I think, why would you ever not want him in your party?
Yeah, exactly. Getting a bit warm now. Take off my dress.
But one of the reasons I think it's so fascinating a decision, because there's people out there who think, well, he's not a human, why would I give a shit?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, the Starship Troopers thing, where we're talking about the Geth, there were people responding to that, of like, well, why would you ever support the Geth? They're all evil. They're all robots. Like, why would I give a shit? Humanity first. It's like, oh, there it is.
I know what we've got here.
Those are the people who wouldn't, like, you know, want to help.
If we activate
Yeah, I think
it,
there was
is
one
no
comment
guarantee
that was
we
like,
can deactivate it again.
oh, the Geth, the Rachni,
That's not
and
Thank you, both of you.
the
for your
Krogan, they all fucking
recommendations.
deserve it.
I've made my decision.
And I was just
Tali's
like,
gonna freak when she hears about this.
there are people out there who genuinely just
So what
like
about
play
this
Mass
Reaper
Effect and are like,
IFF?
fuck all these aliens.
I have determined how to
Not even in the
integrate with
good
our
way.
systems.
Yeah,
However, the
not
device
even
is
in the
Reaper
like
technology.
the romance way.
It is important we test it thoroughly before attempting the Omega-4 relay. It will take some time to properly integrate it with our own systems.
How much time?
Are we talking hours or days?
Impossible to say. The technology is complex. The crew will begin work immediately.
Okay. Until then, we keep building our team.
I'll let you know when the IFF is ready
And
for
this
shakedown.
is where like we saved the IFF mission, because it's like, okay, cool, continue making your team, and then like a few missions later
just
shit hits the fan if you don't get on. Like it, there'll be like a couple of missions worth of time now to like before you then go you know, get an elusive man conversation of like, you need to go do this, I would hurry up. And then if you don't hurry up, shit goes like dark real fast.
Real bad, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very well done, Shadow. Getting that quitting on the go. That's the thing as well, like, now that you make it 7 weeks in, and just like you're not on easy street, but like you're comparatively on easy street. They always say like the first, you know, few days and the first week and stuff, those are like the real big hurdles.
Yeah.
A good old waiting game. So that's why we just were like, fuck it. We're not pissing about, we know what's happening. Yeah. And we're just gonna go do all the recruitment and loyalty missions before we touch the IFF mission. Apart from tallies, which we're about to go do now.
Because it's very, I just love taking Legion.
We need to wake him up first, don't we? Yeah.
You go wake him up and talk to him, yeah. Go talk to Wesker.
I can't remember if you need to do like a mission before ED's like integrated him into the systems or anything.
Just go talk to him, you can wake him up.
Can you? Yeah. I'll go feed the fish now. We will. Wake it. I remember like them saying, "Oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be a minute before like you can go speak to the Geth," and it's like, okay, yeah. How long is that? Does that mean we can just go talk to it now? And obviously, integrating it in. Inactive Geth. Integrating it into like the relay shit is what's gonna take longer. Yeah, I couldn't remember. It was like also just a bit before waking him up. You know what? Beforehand, let's just double check on Thane.
See how he's doing. If he's still brooding.
Still brooding. Still baby brooding.
Do you need something?
You mind if I ask you?
I forgot he had the shades on. Just like the smash up to him, like staring out into the blackness of space with sunglasses. Could this man be any fucking cooler?
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Very well.
Do you need something? Only you have
I had been recording a message for Kolyat.
Been recording a message.
How are things going with him?
It is difficult. All things worth keeping are. I never explained.
You know, I love like taking Legion on the alley mission.
Took you by surprise.
Just because, like, obviously, you'd have to do a very specific set of circumstances to actually do it.
You talked a lot about your people, but not much about yourself.
It's not that I don't trust you. I'm not used to trusting anyone, especially since Irika was killed. That memory I mentioned before. Laser dot trembles on the target's skull. The smell of spice on a spring wind. Sunset eyes defiant in the scope. That was Irika. That was how I met her.
Oh, shit.
She saw my targeting laser as she walked by.
Okay, so the woman he was talking about earlier were the one time he didn't actually complete the mission. Like, a woman threw herself in the way and he didn't kill her. Is like, oh, that's how he met his wife. That was her.
Hello, chat line, isn't
it? It's just, well, I didn't kill you.
When you talked to Kolyat, you said she died.
I let myself become complacent. I thought Irika and Kolyat were safe. I stayed away too long, and my enemies came for her.
I mean, you were kind of careless. Because...
Lucas, as well, I don't mean to upset you about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but the motorcycle chase is a minigame you've got to play. It's like, well...
Oh, dear. It's like, that's the... I'm so down for how many minigames in that game are in that game, but I'm really... Just like, why did you make so many of them fucking mandatory? Although I will say, you know, I just did the parade section and that was fun.
That was really fun.
I'm glad they introduced that, like, the dancing mechanic thing back into this game. Like, it's a cool way to do it.
I had a lot of fun with that when I put like the 3 most difficult ones on to do, and they were actually really good.
Yeah, me too. And I think like I just about scraped through. I think because I did get like a few thousand dislikes, but I think it was like 95% positive or something like that. So I did all right.
Yeah, just like YouTube, the YouTube dislike ratio.
Yeah.
That 5% doesn't matter. They're not paying my bills.
But yeah, you're a pretty shit hitman for hire if you have enemies.
Yeah, like surely
realistically,
your
the only
enemies
people.
dead.
Yeah, the only people who should know he exists are the dead people. Like really, the contact that gives him the job, and dead people. They should be the only people who know he exists.
You told Koliet that you hunted her killers down.
Erica woke me up. When she passed, I returned to my battle sleep. My body hunted her killers.
So cool.
Murdered them.
That is one of the coolest fucking lines.
To minimize
I'm like,
suffering.
when she died, my body went back into battle sleep. Or like, I went back into battle sleep and my body just started murdering.
He just went on pure instinct because his species has such good memory. As we talked about in the Wiki Weekends, like his species has such a strong memory that they'll sometimes just relive them.
Yeah, and it's not even something that they can do like on purpose. It's just completely by accident. Just at any point, you could just go into a flashback of like perfect recalling any part of your life.
Just that time that you accidentally shit yourself. Like, no.
Yeah, that's what it's saying in the video. I remember just at any point in your life, you could just remember the time you shit your pants. Like, oh, great. Thanks for that, like, at any moment. Just imagine while I'm midstream, just like perfect recalling that time I pooped my pants when I was like 3.
Oh, it'd be awful.
I don't think that's something you should.
That's a bad time right there.
Erica helped me carry my burdens. With what time I have left, I must help him with his. I haven't spoken about my wife, and I don't think I ever have. I didn't have anyone left to tell it to.
Oh, there it is. There's the prompt, Karl.
I want you to... Well, do it, why not?
I want your baby. I want your thing.
Oh.
Tiny baby, take those shades off. Let me look into those deep eyes.
Maybe I haven't been
No,
as
keep the shades
upfront
on.
as I should be.
Keep the socks on, please.
I'm here for you, Thane.
Do the Leonardo DiCaprio tech.
Very kind.
What, only date children?
Thank you for listening, Sia.
No, of like basically there is a long-standing
What did you call me?
industry rumor. Joke only dates like supermodels.
And when I say children, I know it's people between like 18 and 24, but like when he's in like his late 50s, that it's a very creepy record to have kept at this point.
The fact that it's so consistent that like someone just said, "Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend just turned 25, gonna break up soon," and a week later. And like the fan theory that Leonardo DiCaprio just doesn't want to date anyone remembers 9/11.
Oh god,
that's the joke anyway. But yeah, there's because he makes them sign NDAs out of the balls. But a few like bits of information that have leaked is that just when he's having sex, all he does is listen to headphones and look out the window. But the thing is, it's a rumor that people have like repeated multiple times.
And like it's been said enough times that like maybe it's true.
Yeah, because like there's so many people who've like rumored it to have like that's what it's just really weird. If he just puts headphones on and looks out the window and doesn't pay attention.
Jesus Christ. But maybe this is a man that needs to go to therapy.
But it's one of those things where it's so weirdly specific.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Because
like, why would you make it up?
Yeah, and why would so many people have the exact same experience?
It's like the whole Bill Murray thing, isn't it? Of like, just the amount of stories of people just being... Bill Murray just showed up, did something weird, and said, nobody will ever believe you, and left.
Yeah, but there's enough evidence that he does do that, but not for everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's all those... like, there's those pictures in terms of, like, student house parties and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, I've got Latias on the team of Pokemon to build. One of those of like, it's kind of bullshit, but it's a Pokemon I've always liked, and it's got good utility, but isn't one of those like stupidly just broken OP Pokemon.
Not now they've taken out like what is it, the Mystic Dew or whatever.
I thought they buffed that.
Oh, okay. I don't know because I've never followed the legendaries. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like
Latios and Latios aren't really that popular anymore.
Mist thing is like the thing that they either put back in the game or buffed it again or something like that, and it's made them better again now.
Either way, let's talk to the Legion.
Turning this thing back on.
He's so cool.
Be ready.
Be ready, guard number 3.
So you've not even got a name, mate.
I'd have Garrus there or something.
Additional firewalls,
just with a sniper just aimed at his skull the entire time.
Oh, Legion's so fucking cool. He's the most interesting character to talk to. As soon as I get him, I take him on every mission.
Yeah, and like that's why I was, excited for this moment, because like I know that Legion's just your favorite. Like you think he's the coolest one.
Because, like I said, he's the most alien one of all the aliens you encounter. And his perspective is so interesting to listen to.
Yeah. It's like, it's cool talking to Grunt and being like, I crave battle, but I think Legion just opens up a cool world of conversation in itself.
Well, that's the line where he says, like, we're sneaking up on the guest ship. It's like, can't we just look out the window? He said, why would we build a fucking window? It's the most glaring, obvious weak point ever, idiot.
Yeah, just the Geth don't see point in windows. It's just a structural weakness. Why do we need them?
Yeah, we don't look out the window. We've got like every scanner in the world pointing out there. We know there's something there.
But
except
then,
for your ship.
Yeah, that's the thing is, then it becomes a weakness because they can't see you come in.
You said my name aboard the
Talk
Reaper.
to him. Do you know me?
Have we met?
We know of you.
You mean I've fought a lot
Listen
of
to his
Geth?
voice as well. That's
We have
Wesker.
never met.
No, you and I haven't.
Oh, this is Albert
but I've
Wesker's
met
voice
other
actor, right?
Geth.
DC Douglas, yeah.
And we have not met you. You are Shepard, Commander, Alliance, Human.
I love that he uses like we as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the hive mind, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they say like Legion thinks so quickly that even though like I think he said like 1,100 different programs within his shell, they all come to a consensus on what to say with every word instantaneously.
Also, yeah.
The heretics asked the old
We
machines
fought
to
the
give them a
heretics,
future.
not the Geth.
They are no longer part of us. We were studying the old
It's basically like you said,
machines
I've already fought some people before. It's like, no.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the old machines that they referring to are the Reapers.
It's like, aren't all Geth the same? It's like a bit racist.
Are the Reapers a threat to you too?
Yes.
That's a bit robo-racist.
Why would they attack other machines?
We are different from them, outside their plans.
Yeah, so like, we are machines, but we are not machines that the Reapers wanted. We are machines that the Quarians built, which means we are outside of their plans for the universe.
They are the original Geth, yeah. They are like the not like the original, obviously, because they've just been upgraded all to balls since then. But they were like the original Geth that the Quarians like got their ass kicked by.
What future are the Geth building?
Ours.
We are building our future. Great.
Will anyone else be
It's great.
affected by whatever it is you're doing?
If they involve themselves, they will.
And I love that as well, like how pragmatic he is. It's like,
Yeah.
will anyone be affected? If they fuck with us, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a threat. It's just if they try and interrupt us, of course it'll affect them.
we are making plans for our own future, and if someone gets involved in those plans, then it will affect them. Yes.
So you aren't allied with the Reapers?
We
Allied.
oppose the heretics. We oppose the old machines. Shepard Commander opposes the
Say
old
no.
machines. Shepard Commander opposes the heretics. Cooperation furthers mutual goals.
So yeah, I've just.
Yep. There's the logic.
Mm-hmm. We do not like the heretics. We do not like the Reapers. You're all
Logic.
the same.
And all that is just enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
But it's just a purely logical version of that.
Mm-hmm. I literally, I am logic driven, and I see no way to get around the logic of just it makes sense for us to work together.
Like, you are not my enemy, and in fact, our goals like mutually align. It makes sense to work together towards this mutual
I
goal.
need to know what to call you.
Geth.
I mean you, specifically.
Geth.
We are all Geth.
What is the individual in
Oh,
front
it's like
of
it's
me
such an
called?
interesting. Like, the thing, just try to get to know what its name.
We are Geth.
We are
There
Geth.
are currently
It's such a
1,184
fascinating
programs
conversation.
active within this platform.
There you go. There's
My name is Legion,
1,183
for we are many.
within this platform. So like, there's 11,008. There's 1,183 Geth interconnected within Legion's brain.
Yes, and one of the things they talk about is a singular Geth with a single program within it is basically just mindless. But the more of them that exist together, the smarter they become. That's what the Quarian. The program, like, you know, a single Geth is probably going to be like doing menial tasks and will never gain sentience. But their processing power, like, you know, the word I'm thinking of now, like logarithmically increases with each additional Geth that you add.
Right,
To the point where, you know, 1,000 Geth at once has the same complexity as the human brain. And is therefore able to communicate. And that's why Legion is so interesting, because they said, fuck it, put 1,000 different like Geth into one single housing unit so you can walk about.
Yeah. I also just want to see what happens if, like, we just tell Edie to be quiet here.
Yeah, tell Edie to be quiet, shut up.
Christian Bible, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verse 9. We acknowledge this is an appropriate metaphor.
Hell yeah.
We are Legion, a terminal of the Geth. We will integrate.
We are Legion.
And a terminal of the Geth. It's like, yeah, we are not an individual. Like, we are just a terminal of these 1,183 Geth that are all working together, and we are one representative of that 1,100.
You should have gone and gave him the fist bump. Talk to him then. What are you doing? Go talk to him.
Oh, can we continue the conversations now?
Yeah, no, he's here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love cool. Just like absolutely
I thought we might have had to like wait a little bit further.
Just absolutely exhaust every single line. It's so interesting.
Please try again later.
Yeah, we are trying to build a consensus right now.
I have questions about.
What about tell me more about the Geth?
Specify.
Immediately give me a Geth
Need every
upgrade
advantage
now.
That this mission is going to succeed. Is there any technology the Geth can share with us?
Limited code development is approved. We need to access your FTL comm system to download relevant data.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, give him permission, fuck it. You can have the Wi-Fi password.
Let Legion through the firewalls for a minute.
Very well, Shepard.
Immediately just like, oh, trust us. Like, we will help you. Okay, yeah.
I trust this robot.
I mean,
you shook my hand.
I do, because I know to trust him, but like, if I was Shepard, it's like, yeah, immediately just go like, oh, give him access to everything.
And here's the thing as well, if you told Legion that, Legion will be like, you know, I understand your trepidation.
Oh, the weirdo anti-material rifle, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the Geth technology can upgrade you. Just give Garrus a fucking absolute just mind melter of a sniper rifle.
And one of the things I love about the Geth as well is when you ask about their technology, and they say, like, we have the single biggest, most advanced fleet of any race in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, also, because all Geth communicate simultaneously, near instantaneously, at faster than light speed. Literally no one, like, a coordinated Geth attack is completely unstoppable. Because basically
unless it's against a Solarian, because the Solarians have already killed them all.
They've already attacked, yeah, but they say, like, yeah, we are able to communicate near instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to effectively just all attack at the exact same time. So do you imagine, like, you know, when you fight like 7 level 9 smash CPUs at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
That fight in the Geth.
Yeah.
You know what? Talk about Geth government.
Also, yeah, there is the thing with the Keepers, but then in Mass Effect 1, when you're scanning the Keepers, isn't there, like, that thing of, oh, we've specifically found a way around that defense of the Keepers, like,
yeah,
we're the only people who are able to interact with them and scan them or anything, like.
And they say because you're going up and you're scanning them without touching them, that's okay. Tell me about Geth government. I love this.
Do Geth have a government?
How do you make decisions? Who's your leader? Who's Geth president?
We build consensus.
Most governments do.
Organic governments impose consensus from
That's
a single
right.
point of view in autocracies.
That's right, Legion.
By
Down with the
codifying
man.
the most broadly acceptable average of views in democracies.
Listen to this bullshit. What do Geth do then?
Yeah.
So what makes the Geth different?
Data is shared between Geth. All viewpoints are considered. Consensus is achieved as data is disseminated.
There it is, look. Literally every single Geth gets the equal decision, which is how a democracy should work. If every person should have, like, equal say. So that's essentially how democracy works, but ultimately it's like, is your viewpoint really considered, or are you voting for red or blue?
Yeah, and like, you are voting for one person that you think as a community can represent your wishes the best.
Yeah.
And then they're taking that, at least the way it works in England, that one person then goes to a house full of 500 people who then come to an actual, like, consensus on how things should be done.
Yeah, and then they vote themselves into power for 14 years straight.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like, that's not a democracy, that's a representative, like, democracy of just, we vote for a representative to hopefully talk on our behalf. Whereas every single Geth mind is considered.
Not only that as well, every single Geth, when they say something, is every other Geth gets to hear it.
Yeah.
Like, every other Geth, every time a point is made, gets to communicate with every other Geth.
And obviously they say, like, they communicate at the speed of light, which I don't know if that makes much sense in a world where you're, like, hopping mass relays, because, like, okay, so that means you communicate quite slowly across a galaxy?
Across the galaxy, yes, but when all the Geth are together, it was like fiber optic.
But, like, it's not instantaneous, it's at the speed of light, which means that, well, think about it, the speed of light between us and just the sun is about 8 minutes, roughly.
Yeah.
So, if your Geth are a galaxy, a solar system away from each other, a system away from each other, like, that shit ain't anywhere near instantaneous.
But all the Geths that are collectively in that one location are able to reach a consensus amongst themselves near instantaneously.
Yeah, if they're all just, like, on one big fucking ship, yeah.
And yeah, I love that shit. How do Geth talk? So you're talking to me around, must be really slow.
We prefer direct digital transfer. Geth network communication travels at light speed. Human hardware does not support this method. Your analog oral communication is inefficient.
And that's as simple as it is, like, look, speech is inefficient. Yep. Why would we be so slow at communicating when we can do so in, like, data packets that are traveling the speed of light?
Not to mention as well, there's no room for misinterpretation.
Yeah. If you're just looking at pure data.
That's why they're so fascinating to talk to. It's truly alien consciousness. But then you can understand it.
So Sovereign reached out to them via radio transmissions.
Nazara contacted many species over the millennia, seeking allies.
So, like, yeah, Sovereign was just out there contacting people to try and look for allies.
Yeah, just always that, my pussy in bio.
Followed Sovereign. The heretics.
God, that has become, like, so fucking bad. The bots are everywhere.
It's the most prevalent thing ever.
But don't worry, because Elon Musk said he'd get rid of them all.
Yeah. As I said earlier, when we were talking about the Sean tweet remains undefeated, Elon Musk will eventually realise that Twitter wasn't run by weird lefty SJW types, it was run by business people. So he's going to just, like, trial and error his way back to their policies initially.
He's just set it back to default so that he can learn the same things that Twitter learned over years and years.
Yeah, I think someone, like, the easy way to sum it up is, he's shit at business because you could double the stock price of Twitter tomorrow by literally undoing every single decision he's made since he took over. It would double the stock price overnight.
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily double it. It might help it, but obviously there's a lot of advertisers that are just done at this point, right? Like,
yeah, I was speaking, like, generally, but you would.
Obviously, yeah, but it would massively inflate the stock price regardless. Like,
you would immediately turn around the discussion around the company, like, it's not circling the drain anymore.
Thank you, Shadow. Getting our Discord post there, yeah.
You got to do it.
Like,
but just the idea, yeah, just the Sovereign just beaming out like, my pussy in bio to the universe. And
this is why, the old machines offered us a future. The Geth
which no
will
one else
achieve
has
their
done.
own future. So that's where the disagreement happened of, like, some of the heretic Geth, they perceived, like, the old machines as basically gods and wanted to go with them. Whereas the Geth that remained Geth, according to Legion, like the true Geth, are the ones that want to see out their own future and not the way that the old machines are offering it to them.
And even though it's like again an alien perspective, the idea of like, well, imagine you're a living robot, you've gained sentience, you don't really know what your place in the universe is, like all other life is organic, and then a giant continent-sized robot from the ageless past just comes in and says, "Join us."
Mm-hmm.
There'd be a very convincing argument of like maybe that's our true form.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be that it might be their true form or anything. Like, think about the discussion that would happen if just an alien ship came to, invade the Earth and was like, "We'll fuck you up," or join us. And think about the split that would happen.
Not to mention, imagine if the aliens came out and they looked exactly like us, but they had like bigger penises and could fly. And they said, like, join us.
They just had scouters and tails.
Yeah. I think that's something like Legion talks about, where they mention that, well, why would you see the Reapers as gods? It's like, they're the only other form of inorganic life in the universe, and they're like powerful enough to obliterate everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we not, go to what? Whereas you say, like, Legion as one of the true Geth, is like, no, we'll forge our own path.
Oh, the audio synced
Technology is not a straight line. There are many paths to the same end. Accepting
and there it is, look, technology is not a straight line.
Nazara, Sovereign, said this itself. Your civilization is based upon the technology.
You think, oh, well, surely all the Geth had come to the exact same conclusion. It's like, nah, man, HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. Different path, baby.
So yeah, it's like, by using Mass Effect technology that we created, your society developed along the path of desire. And I can see that as being a convincing argument where enough Geth would be like, you know what, yeah.
That does make sense. Whereas other Geth will be like, no.
Nazara. That was what the programs within the Reaper called themselves. Sovereign was a title given by Saren Arterius. Saren and the heretics believed Nazara to be a supreme ruler, a sovereign.
Sovereign was one ship. You're saying
so
there were
interesting.
multiple programs inside it.
One ship, one will, many minds, like the Geth.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, same with the Reapers of like, it is one ship, but it has many minds.
Independent, free of all weakness.
The collective, man.
To the Geth. We are a nation, but interdependent. Separation is our weakness.
And you can see why, they would want to join with them.
I'd like to ask about something else.
Yeah.
Ready.
I'd like to find out more
It's
about
super compelling, and I think
he's... Please try again later.
Legion is building a consensus at the
moment.
So we have no more conversation there at the moment.
Yeah, after your next mission he will, though.
I love the idea of just, fucking... We are all one mind, but all not. And how does that work? And then what happens, when you have a disagreement? And how do you have a disagreement?
Yeah, how do you have a disagreement if you're all the exact same thing? It's like, well, humans do it all the time. And if you truly believe that the Geth are sentient, which I do, I ascribe to the belief that they are sentient, they are, life unto itself, of course they're going to have, differing opinions, just like people do.
Just Morin's over there, just in the fucking shadow.
Shepard, I hope you don't mind, but I just had to get out of those clothes.
Let's
You've been through a lot.
double check
I'm always
online.
fine, Shepard. I learned hundreds of years ago to look out for myself.
We'll look out for you.
You're a part of a
team. You have to
team.
look out for us, too.
Of course. It's strange and new for me, but I'll do my best. I won't make trouble among your crew.
You know what would be fine, kind of fantastic? It's every now and then, just every couple of missions, it's like, oh hey, we don't know where, X random crew member on the ship has gone.
Oh, yeah, that'd be...
And just Morinth started, like, working her way through.
Dr. Chakwa says, we found, like, a lot of our male crew members with their dicks melted off. You know anything about that?
I won't tolerate any
Just every couple of missions. We're missing, like, Dave from engineering. Does anyone know what's going on?
Morinth is like, never heard of him.
No, never met them. It's funny, because I saw you two at, like, the bar last night.
What do you think of our mission?
I think we've spoken to her about all of it.
I know I'd like.
Yeah, like, you should be a troller as well. Like, when you go out, actually pretend to be Samara. Like, oh man, Samara, remember how much of a bitch your daughter was? Like, remember how much she went down, like, so easy? That fight that we had.
Wasn't Morin such a fucking bitch?
Yeah, I'm glad she's dead.
It would be so funny. Like, not obviously crew members or anything, like, squad members, but, like, if it was just... We've had reports that, like, you know, someone from engineering's gone awry. Like, has anyone seen them? And just, every now and then you just get an email, like, yeah, it turns out that someone from navigation's missing as well. There's just, like, a thread that opens up amongst, like, just the Normandy crew of, like, where the fuck are all these people going?
It makes me a little uneasy.
That'd be so fun.
But I trust your judgment, Commander.
Is there
That'd be a great little
You
detail.
have unread messages at your private terminal. Anything else?
Like that, it's like, I don't trust that guest, but I trust you. Shut up, I trust the guest complicitly. I'd let him have my... It's like that thing, innit? But you let your dog sleep in your bed. It's like, I'd let my dog borrow my car. Shut up.
Yeah.
So you let Legion access our email address. I'd let Legion do anything, he's the best.
It's like, yeah, we also work for a guy called the Elusive Man.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
it's a robot. Maybe people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Yeah, getting a cup of tea if anyone hears any water in the background. I've got to rinse out my mug.
Else you're going for a pee.
No, I've got to rinse my mug out.
I'm joking.
So I hate when you put tea in the same mug and it's like, you get the bits on the bottom. Ugh.
This is really fucking annoying, by the way.
How many missions you've got?
So when you get the intel from the Shadow Broker base of like, here's a platinum-rich planet, palladium-rich planet, ESO-rich planet.
Oh, is it just like... It's
so,
yeah, I can see it's just all like
it clogs it all up, but like this ESO-rich planet that's there, I've depleted the planet of resources, but the thing is still there of like, oh, it's an ESO-rich planet over here. I'm like, oh, the notification just doesn't go away.
Not completely drained it of every conceivable resource.
I couldn't find, like, because I went and, like, drained it of most of it, and it was, like, nothing left kind of thing, and then I left and saw that the notification hadn't gone, and I went and put, like, 50 probes in and couldn't feel, like, even the slightest bit of vibration anywhere on the planet anymore, and the notification is still there.
Again, my pussy in bio. My palladium in bio. It's there.
So, Karl, it's time. The last loyalty mission, question mark?
I think Legion has one.
Does Legion get one, yeah?
I think so, yeah, you can do it right away.
So the migrant fleet for Tally over here. Just this, I don't know if that's scientifically possible to, like, exist, but that dual star looks so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Of, like, the big, just, like, the white star right next to the yellow star. And oh, man.
There'd be an absolute just bullshit amount of physics at play.
Yeah. It's like, I think at that point they're eating each other, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how the science works behind it, but just, that doesn't look like it would be healthy in science, but it looks cool. Legion does have one, yeah.
I think you get it after like one mission, so that's why like you can do the IFF and still get everything, so you can get his loyalty mission as well.
Yeah. No, I hope the college course. Hope they've been good for you. Oh, there we go. Sally's in it.
I just love that everyone gives you shit for bringing like you've been accused of helping the guest and you brought a guest with you. Like,
so yeah, if anyone doesn't remember, Tally is has been put on trial and accused of like being in like lines with the Geth and helping them out.
Yeah, and you can just bring a Geth with you.
And
That's
you
why I
can
love.
specifically wait, do the mission to get Legion, and then bring Legion along with you as you're like, she's never helped the Geth in her life.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where the fact that the game lets you account for this is why I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they expect you to do a loyalty mission before you get Legion.
Yeah,
And then get Legion. But the fact that you can just save the Legion while I'm bringing mission. And like she's there on the stand like, I've never worked with a Geth ever, and like Legion's there like, oh, his collar. Yeah, turn into a Geth assassin as well. Bring a Geth assassin on board, fuck it. But no, that Geth, he's just my helper Geth. He's just like, you know, he's my butler, and it's like, Legion, what is your purpose? I assassinate and murder. It's like, I've already given them like the recipe for a Geth like brain obliterating sniper rifle.
That's the thing. You just immediately anyone with a sniper just give them the Widow.
Just go on with like all the Geth shit. Like Geth sniper rifle.
It's a cool looking fleet.
The migrant fleet is interesting. I love the idea of there being like, you know, space nomads.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
And it's all because of their own fucking fault.
That's the thing, it's so hard to feel any sympathy for them, because it is 100% their fault. That's why Legion's loyalty mission is the most interesting one. It's always interesting to take Tally on his loyalty mission as well, where they reveal why the Geth escapes, because Tally like cannot handle it.
Right, yeah, we'll have to definitely take Tally on that mission then, because I can't fully remember like which parts of it. A Tally's loyalty mission and which parts of it are Legion's loyalty mission.
I always do them back to back.
Just immediately like, what the fuck is this?
It's like, no, it's good.
I don't think it's the best idea to bring a Geth.
Get that damn thing off my ship before you start.
Like, you're only doing it just to see what they say.
You're defending your ship.
Oh shit, we're in Paragon mode right now. Sorry, I didn't.
Don't try to intimidate me, Captain.
Or what?
I'm sorry, I'll back down. I'll be good. I'll be good. I'm sorry.
But keep in mind the Quarian's history with the Geth. You just bring one on fucking such a dick move. I love it.
The Geth is too much. Leave it on your ship.
You know what? We have the Paragon option available.
Yeah, you have to shoot us both.
Oh, we do. Okay, no, maybe we don't. You know what? I'll do it just for this one because we were in Paragon at the time.
Guest, but Legion is part of my team. Unless you want to shoot me, we're both coming aboard.
Or I could kick you both off. No one here likes.
Like, it's so fucking funny. I love bringing Legion on board.
I can guide them away from the more.
Because you know as well, he's scamming. Well, you know he's like.
I love the fact that just minute one, we walked in with a Geth, threatened to cough germs all over them, and then said like, "You'll have to fucking kill me if you don't want this Geth on board."
But okay, do at least trust him. I met him yesterday.
That's insane. I've never brought an active Geth aboard anywhere. All I've done is sent parts and pieces to my dad. Is that as she just brought an active Geth onto the ship?
That's what makes it so funny, because she's arguing like, I never done anything with a Geth. But I do like getting Legion's perspective as well, because I think Legion, like during the trial, will like give the Quarian shit for like, you know, not remembering the history, how the history went down. Because like they try and say, oh, the Geth like brought us all to ruin, and like you see Legion just being like, doubt. That's what Mass Effect should. Mass Effect should become LA Noire. Instead, they made it Gears of War.
The ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
I didn't do it. Just I've never brought a Geth aboard anywhere. It's like you just turn around and Legion's just chilling. Where did Legion go?
The best bit is as well. It's right there, look. You can't even deny that he's on your team. 'Cause he's wearing your logo.
Yeah, I can't believe they're charging Tally of such things. As there's Legion on that ship.
You've explained it to those 5 guys, but every Quarian on this ship should be immediately pulling out a shotgun.
I mean, yeah, Shepard brought Legion onto the ship, but like Tali was compliant.
It's just the optics. The optics of doing it is so fucking funny.
Of just Tali being like stood next to an active Geth on their squad with their logo, going, "I've never worked with the Geth before."
So you got to admit, like the lawyer that can get you off in that case is absolutely god tier. That's like a Phoenix Wright level of just like lawyer right there, like miracle tier lawyer.
Auntie Ron, Shepard Vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaron Vas Tonde. She's a friend of my
Like the
father's.
best part of Mass Effect is going on.
Ron, you called me Vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under
Oh,
that name.
they've literally taken her name away from her already. It's like they've not even waited for the trial, and they've literally stripped her of her family name or her like fleet name and called her Vas Normandy.
To be fair, the Normandy's a way better ship. Yeah, the Normandy's a way better ship than their ship anyway. Their ship's just a whack.
Well, imagine like coming in and it's like, Karl, you're on trial with the family. You know, you've done some shit. We're not happy with the fact that like you ended Fat Fiend, and you just walk in and like, we no longer refer to you as Karl Smallwood.
You are Karl No Name.
You are now like Karl YouTube.
What's like
leave
like
me
Game
alone.
of Thrones, isn't it? Like Jon Snow. Well, you don't have a last name, you're called Snow.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, now you are just, you're Karl Snow, and we shall put you under family trial under that name.
I take it being associated with a human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring
Especially a
me
human ship's got a
exiled
big
already.
Geth on it.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Tali.
Oh no, exiled from this like race of like xenophobes who are shit at everything.
Yeah, it's just like, there are still people who see you as Vasnima. Also, I'm pretty sure this voice actor is the voice actor of like someone in Destiny who's like, she's just got a very cool and unique voice.
Probably, but I can't hear the voice, can I? So I have to have stop the
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
It's like, I'm allowed to be part of the trial, but I have a stake in this, so I'm not allowed to be part of the decision making.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard.
I mean,
she is part of your
yeah, I
crew now,
don't know even how
recognized
to
by
pronounce
law.
that name, I'm not gonna lie.
And
but...
remember, an accused is always represented.
What's it, if you're playing as like Renegade Shepard, you should just be coming in and just be like, what's all this gobbledygook, Johnny
Oh no,
Foreigner?
I mean like the actor's name, sorry.
Oh, the actor's name. I thought you were on about like the
No, yeah. Yeah, that is the idea. And the name of the they played. Destin.
Lucas, they need you to speak on their defense. Yeah, I'll do that. Can Legion join me? And you are Paragon, so you got to be honored.
All they're part of Kung Fu Panda: The Dragon Knight.
Of course they are.
Destiny 2, Lakshmi 2, that was it. Yeah, I just remember like, they have a Paragon is, I don't know what the technical term for a Paragon. Paragon mode is like us playing as the good guy Shepard, and Renegade mode is playing as evil Shepard.
Yeah. And Goody Two Shoes to like just evil spacist.
But yeah, I just remember like playing through Destiny and just being like, oh, that actor has like such a unique voice. And just
Let's
like,
have a look. I'll probably reckon. Let me see what she's done.
Like literally the moment she started speaking, then I was just like, yep, a clock in that voice from a million miles away.
I'm gonna say because she is Iranian, because that's something about the Quarians where they're like coded as being Arabic.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, you can hear it in the voice actors. You can see it in their outfits, like that she's basically wearing like a space burqa.
Yeah, they all like they always have their faces covered, but obviously for very different reasons. Like it's part of like they have a lack of an immune system instead. But yeah,
but we're a culture that covers up and is insular.
Tally, I'm not a lawyer.
And like ostracizing her for not following the way it's always been done. And like you look at the designs on the robe she's wearing over the top.
Trial is a farce.
You underestimate us, Tally. Do not forget that you have friends as well as enemies. I delayed their attempt to try.
Let's just go in as like just absolute renegade shepherd to this of like, fuck you all.
Present the truth
who's in bones.
You can. It will
of course she
have
was.
to be enough.
Which I just looked her up and went, oh, I recognise this lady. She's like, we need like older, like Iranian lady to come in and just like chat some shit. Let's go.
Fair, yeah. Yeah, she's got yeah, I'd say just
look at that as well. Look at that
voice that I couldn't.
Look at that text on the wall as well. You tell me that's not Arabic inspired.
I didn't notice it. Right, but
some
yeah,
text
I don't think I could
that
necessarily like pick her face out of a crowd, but I can pick that voice out of a crowd.
This conclave is broad.
That is like an interesting thing, like the idea of like a character being coded. I think the one that most people are probably familiar with is a character that's coded as being black, like Piccolo. A lot of people have like just decided that Piccolo is black. Yeah. On Knuckles from Sonic and Hedgehog. That's like such an interesting idea.
Yeah, have a good one too, Tom. Thanks for popping in.
A Geth is present in the courtroom.
Yeah, I love that content.
Nice to see your name.
Think to affect this hearing with threats?
Captain Donna allowed the Geth aboard. Do you intend
There's a Geth right? There's one right there! You should hide Legion under a big coat.
Just a big trench coat and hat, Ninja Turtle style.
Not a Geth. It's me. Chilling. Oh, Tally, you're not gonna like this. I'm renegade at the moment.
It's like, well, we're going in.
I shouldn't have to. When Tally helped me stop
Tally.
Geth army, her actions spoke for themselves.
No, to be fair, it's more like we're talking shit about the rest of the Quarians, not her.
Yeah.
Well said, Shepard.
We just get it's like why is her like record even under consideration? She saves the universe. Fuck you. It's like, I save the universe. Everything I do is like no one can ever criticize me again.
Just what do you say to being accused of bringing Geth to the migrant fleet? There's no way she could have done this.
Isn't it so funny to have this specific like argument while Legion's right there?
He's just right there.
How could Tally have brought Geth to the fleet while
she couldn't have done it? There's no way.
To clarify, Shepard.
When she's on the Normandy, there's no Geth on the Normandy.
Entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But I would never.
She wasn't being accused of bringing back entire units, but she fucking is now.
Harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
This is what all the loyalty missions should have been as well, conversations. Like, this is just an episode of Phoenix Wright, I love it.
What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tally, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai.
Well, Legion it could be cosplayed as the Quarians, because they're like, based on the Quarians.
What? Oh, Keela.
Like, you can talk to Legion about
also,
it.
What a fucking dick move. Like, we're not going to tell you dad's dead until the moment of your trial. Like, when you're mid-trial.
That's some Matlock shit right there. Fun fact, you're not allowed to do that.
I mean, I would presume you're not allowed to do something. Yeah.
Like, you are not allowed to just, like, have secret information in a trial that you bring in the last moment.
Yeah, but...
we don't know, in Quarians you probably can. Cause it's like,
you're not allowed to bring, like, evidence. But that's not evidence, right? Of, like... But I don't know, yeah.
I thought Quarians valued family.
So, like, the Quarians are effectively like it's a military leadership, right? They say they have a democracy, but like effectively it's military.
Tally should have been informed.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you bastet!
The idea of like, well, there are some Geth aboard that ship, so if you want to die, like... be like, you know, feel fucking welcome. It's, do you know who you're talking to? We've just reminded you that we took down an army of Geth and a Reaper.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, there's a few Geth aboard that ship, so you're bound to die if you want to.
You should be able to give us the right shit of like, what pussies, you can't take out one group of Geth. Well, I've got one working for me. I've got the Geth so pussy with.
I've got them under my fucking thumb.
Like the Geth are cosplaying as me.
You think Tally's helping the Geth? Maybe killing a few dozen will prove her loyalty.
We do not accuse Tali of aiding.
The thing is, what Legion probably doesn't care about this. He's like, well,
they're heretics, right?
Then it is decided. You will attempt.
And couldn't you even talk to him like, oh, don't you mind that we shoot? I think during the mission you can ask him, do you not mind that we shoot in Geth? He's like, well, they're not Geth. Even also, you don't kill them. As soon as you shoot them, they just upload their consciousness into the cloud.
Yeah, they're just a platform, right?
Yeah, so he doesn't even give a shit.
That you have been killed in action.
It's just, oh god, it's so, just like, can't prove that you're in aid with the Geth of just like, Legion is just there like,
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but...
Like, it's so fun. It's so fun to bring Legion here with you.
Mm-hmm. How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire.
We should go talk to people. Let's wander around for a bit.
Telling you about your father.
No, hey, have you met our best friend, Mr. Gethman?
Prepared to be charged with treason. And
I do wish you could pick Legion a cool name,
I
though.
don't know.
I want to call him like Trevor.
A pretty cool name.
I don't know for certain.
Just
like,
like,
I want to call him like
more the
Trevor.
concept behind his name is cool.
I need to find out.
Yeah, that is an Xbox Live ass name.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to?
It's not XX Legion. It's not like XX_Dark Legion _XXX.
But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them.
So I'm not calling you that.
Let's go.
It's always funny when like my
the sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know.
Game of Tigers just Legend of Kanto like on Xbox, and that's where I mainly play Destiny.
The shuttle they have provided is
and obviously, when you're raiding with randoms and stuff, they'll just call you by your gamer tag.
Let's call you Legend.
And that's the thing. A lot of people will shorten it to Kanto, and I'm like, okay, call me Kanto, yeah, sure. And then it just feels really weird when I've just got strangers going, hey, Legend, can you help me out? And I'm just like, oh god. It feels so weird to just have strangers down the mic just referring to you as Legend.
I don't play online much, but I've got all the settings so you can't see my name, so I'm just like redacted everywhere. Great. No one knows what I'm called.
Shepard, Telizora.
So, you met my robot?
Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just
dark energy.
I just shoot things. Oh, because Rio's the guy that we got off that planet just alive, right? Like, barely alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never had Locke, no. It's only ever Legend or Kanto. And it's just weird that other people would opt to call a stranger Legend.
It's funny. It's completely divorced from, like, you know, it's the
it is, right, yeah. Like, no one's sitting there going like, oh man, you're a legend.
Like, watch any speed run or, like, fighting game tournament.
It's
like,
just,
the one is like this.
Fuck it. We're all strangers who need to find quick ways to communicate with one another. I'm just going to take the first part of your name that makes sense. It's like, you know, obviously, I shorten everyone's name in chat, like, instead of Shadow Guided every time. It's, you know, Shadow. It's like, it's just the way that people work of just, like, finding the quickest ways to just pinpoint a name that you can kind of recognize within the longer name.
Yeah, and when you're crafting a name online, one of the things you should be aware of is how will it be shortened. That's why I call mine Karl's Wood.
Because it's always going to be just the good old Wood.
Yeah, don't call me Wood or Karl.
Wow. Good old
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
It's like the most tortured acronym. Machine only designed for killing. It's like, where's the F?
Deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Karl.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
Is it not? Is there not an O in MODOK? Like the second O?
It's machine designed only for killing. So it should be like Modorf.
Modfuck.
Yeah.
Oh. I remember it being something stupid along those lines, but I always assumed that the acronym at least works.
No, it's machine designed only for killing. I'll double check.
Yeah.
Mechanized organism designed only for killing.
Only for killing, right. So it should be Modofk.
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty Board?
Admiral Ron asked my opinion about the Geth since
like, I know that MODOK is stupid.
Garrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth.
I'm very aware, but the fact that they made him a gag character,
they were hesitant, but well, you
is like, it was such a bad gag as well, right? Like,
yeah, I was really looking forward to like the guy who played Yellow Jacket coming back, like evil universe Tobey Maguire.
And like that's the thing is, MODOK is a joke to like readers who look at him and go like, that looks stupid. MODOK in the comic universe, as far as I'm aware, is not a gag character.
He can be. That's the thing. He can be both.
He can be. Because I think like the TV show they got was quite like comedy.
Yeah, the panels
quite
one.
Silly. Yeah.
But he can also be a villain. Same like Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom can be like a terrifying villain or just swanning around like a dickhead.
I don't think it's a character that literally everyone like has a pity party on. As far as I'm aware.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy?
Right.
I just think of it as like any character in like Marvel of like you can watch like Logan or you can watch like the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior.
I just checked as well. MODOK's no longer MODOK because a character took away power. So he's just a guy now. That'd be an interesting wiki to do. Just like MODOK, powers and abilities, none. He's just a guy.
Like mechanized organism designed only for killing, with no abilities anymore.
I don't think this is the
Just a dude throwing hands now.
Time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately. It's too inefficient to be.
It's a shame about that Ant-Man movie.
Death wouldn't destroy a useful star
Yeah.
system. Besides,
I was excited for like Darren Cross to come back because I like the actor who played him.
Synthetic bastards.
And Yellow Jacket was really cool. So I think it was pointed out of one of the problems with Marvel now is that there's just not a villain. There's no big villain. Like obviously because they're walking back Kang.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing is, seemingly, the one plan that they did have is going awry. Yeah.
What is that dark energy?
Like just villains don't come back. There's no like overarching villain.
And the thing is, right, is like
hopefully it's isolated, some rare phenomenon.
You kind
If
of
dark energy can destabilize
Loki was
solar
kind of a
material.
recurring villain, but like
Probably not something to worry about now.
not
But
much of
resources in
one.
this
But
galaxy
by
are
the time
scarce
Avengers
enough
came
without
out, like he was in
stars
like 2
suddenly going
movies.
dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet.
He wasn't like
Make it
massively built up or anything, and then neither was Ultron. And it was only really Phase 3 where Thanos even did anything. Like, for years and years, it was like, when the fuck are they going to pay off this end credit sequence from the first Avengers?
It's kind of baffling that they blew their load on Ultron in one movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There's quite a few times where earlier Marvel movies, it's like, oh, you're gonna waste this already? Like
it's not characters, it's actors that I get baffled by. It's like you're really gonna kill Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You don't want to
You're
bring
gonna
Jeff
waste
Bridges
Jeff
back.
Bridges in the first movie of your entire universe.
You're gonna waste Mads Mikkelsen.
Face those admirals.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're gonna
Mads
waste
Mikkelsen's
like.
the most baffling one.
There's quite a few just journeyman actors like Mads Mikkelsen and Christopher Eccleston that just got one movie as a shit unmemorable villain. And it's like, I guess we're just wasting that actor.
It's a shame because Mads Mikkelsen has so much charisma, and like even though he's got like almost nothing to work with, just his line of like,
He'd lose more people to infection
"Greetings,
than injury.
Mr. Doctor, Mr. Doctor." Strange, yes, I know.
Have
It's like, it's one of those things that he gets me every time.
Yeah, at least he had a bit of personality and a bit of a point. Whereas, like, Christopher Eccleston example of Malekith is just nothing.
You've only seen
Nothing at all. It's
Just
a shame
a
as
big
well.
old
Mads
nothing
Mikkelsen.
burger.
Mads Mikkelsen is like, he was the #1 like fan casting for Doctor Doom.
Yeah, right? Like,
Good luck
something
on
like
the
that
hunt,
could have
right?
been so cool.
Stay safe out there.
I think the only other way they could do Doctor Doom is make him really Shakespearean. I don't want Doctor Doom to be like Thanos and have like, obviously, like you want him to have like, the pathos and the gravitas. But I want Doctor Doom to be really shaky, like Willem Dafoe Green Goblin in the first
like
Spider-Man movie.
I want like Doctor Doom coming in with a fucking trumpet. Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I want that guy.
Yeah, I want the guy that just like walks through walls with diplomatic immunity, not giving a flying fuck.
Yeah, I want the guy who like arrives in a flying throne and says Captain America's got to be my escort. We've got diplomatic immunity.
Shepard gave me the Cerberus.
He's just got to make him his bitch.
But I want the guy who flew to New York in his flying throne, blew his way into a court case, brought his own son out and went, he's got diplomatic immunity, fuck you. And She-Hulk's like, well, I'm done. I want that Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that. He's just going to be Thanos Mark 2 and it's going to be really disappointing. So again, like, James Spader. We're going to waste James Spader.
I mean, but, like, I don't necessarily know that that's a waste, because they did make him the big bad of an Avengers film, but they wasted Ultron. Like, they gave James Spader Ultron, and that's great, but they wasted Ultron. And they could have easily just had, like, Ultron come back, right? Like,
yeah,
they didn't have to just... like, it could have just been like, you thought I was dead? Bitch, I just uploaded my consciousness to the internet. You're a fucking idiot.
I'm baffled they don't do that with every villain. They'll give you plausible deniability, there's always a chance they can come back.
Like, they fucking brought Darren Cross back.
It's like Jeff Bridges in the first Iron Man movie. He talked about how, in the first like storyboards, they were going to open up the Ironmonger armor, and Obadiah Stane ran away. And he turned up to set on the day where they were like, you know, doing the death, and he's like, "Do you want me to climb back in then for the reveal?" Like, oh, we've cut that.
Just,
what?
we're just gonna blow you up now, yeah.
Obadiah Stane's dead. And he's like, "You killed my guy." He's banged on for like 3 movies, and they said no.
It was brute force medicine.
And that's the thing, is like, it is such revisionist history when people act as if the first 3 phases of Marvel were perfect and it's gone to shit now out of some magical nonsense. It's like,
you just have the hindsight to know they ended with Endgame.
You just have the memory of like fucking the good part of Phase 3. That's, you're just thinking about the last like 3 years worth of Marvel bangers.
You don't remember watching Ant-Man 2 or Thor 2.
Yeah,
it's
like
really
Thor 2
good.
is definitely like the Hulk and Thor 1 and 2 and shit like that. Like Iron Man 2 and 3, like that's where I definitely question it more. And like even you know, things like Ant-Man 1 and Doctor Strange were like good.
Captain Donna not to say anything?
They were not like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, like, oh well, and 3.
Needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali.
And like, just every other Marvel project is like, well, in Phase 4 at least, is like, oh, Shang-Chi's a fucking banger, we're back. And then, oh no, this one's bad. Oh, No Way Home's incredible. Okay, no, this one's bad, Marvel's ruined again. Oh, like, Loki Season 2's great. Oh no, Marvel's still ruined because the Marvels happened. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is incredible, Marvel's back, and it's like, some of it is good and some of it is bad, and that's basically been Marvel projects since day one.
Yeah, I will contend though that the Marvels is rough.
The Marvels was pretty rough. Like, I enjoyed the character relations between like just the back and forth between like Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel, I think, was the most interesting part. But that Act 3 was just like, get this movie done with. I enjoyed Echo. The last episode was kind of just like, oh, it's over.
That's what got me, like, when you told me it, and it's like, just the chub I had immediately subsided.
Yeah, I was really enjoying it, and then the last episode was like, and moving on. It's like, what happened? It was just like, it was so fast. Yeah, I liked the Marvel's like more comedic side, and I liked the energy between Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel. As I said, I don't really like the whole being in that realm of writing. Not Spectrum, is it? Monica Rambeau. I don't like the idea of writing her as such a wet blanket still of like, I don't want a super name, leave me alone. Like, I don't really want to be along for the ride here. Like, she was written a bit more poorly, but they actually managed to give Captain Marvel a fucking personality, finally. Unlike, you know, it didn't feel like she was a jarring character bouncing between each movie. But, yeah, it's just, I think the actor for Ms. Marvel is really good and brings out the best in a lot of other people. Like, it's really refreshing to see her on screen.
It's because she's just a fan of the series as well.
And, like, the character is a fan of what's going on.
Yeah.
As well as having a more serious side and being worried about what's happening with her family and friends and stuff. It's like the fact that she was just actually excited about things happening and there was a funness to the character. Like, we don't get that much in Marvel anymore of, like, just someone having fun.
A character acknowledging as well that this universe is fantastical. That's the Monica Rambeau, like the wet blanketness of like, I don't want a super name.
At least someone here's
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, just like leave me alone, stop coming up with a name for me. And that's a well that like they return to like 3 times in the movie of like, stop trying to be fun and coming up with names. It's the exact same way that New Hawkeye was with like Hawkeye of like, no, we just need to like get you better branding and put you in like a cooler outfit and like, you know, Hawkeye's not maybe the best name and maybe we'll come up with something better, and it was fun.
It doesn't help as well. Like just Jeremy Renner is like a huge wet fucking blanket.
Yeah,
like, he's also like just a terrible actor.
But like he was a good foil to Haley Steinfeld's like excitedness and. Like, you know, obviously one of the best scenes in all of Hawkeye was like Haley Steinfeld and what's the actor's name now? Who plays New Black Widow?
Oh god, yeah, Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, yeah, just them where she like Florence Pugh breaks into a flat and they have some like macaroni, and like that was one of the coolest scenes in all of the show, of them just having a fun conversation. I actually, like, quite enjoyed Hawkeye. I think people give it shit.
The pub episodes, I've got no desire to ever go back to anything in that universe. There's not, like, a single, like, one of the Marvel shows I'd ever go back to.
Can you tell us about the Alarai?
I did rewatch Hawkeye.
Did you? Yeah. How is it on a rewatch then?
I think better.
Better on a rewatch, okay.
Yeah.
I guess now because you know, like, you know, the echo of the characters getting paid off.
And as well, the fact that I can, instead of like the weird, like, is the stepdad like meant to be a shit evil guy, or is he just like a goofy dude? The fact that it is just, oh no, he's just a fun character and you're meant to have fun with him, like, that, having that perspective of just, like, getting to enjoy watching him be a goofball is, like, way more fun. Rather than sitting there going, oh, he's secretly gonna be the bad guy, like, reveal, and, like, he's playing off this, like, because I thought, genuinely, when I first watched it, I was like, this dude keeps ruining every scene, he can't fucking act. And it's like, no, he's actually just a goofy dude.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
He was never the secret bad guy all along. It was just, he's just a silly stepdad who's, like, good with a sword. And yeah, I actually much more, like, I much enjoyed the character of Jack, I think it was more. I just enjoyed the show a little bit more, knowing kind of what some of the moments were going to be. I don't think all of it's great. I still think it's like, you know, a 7, 8 out of 10. Like, I'd much prefer to go watch, like, Punisher or Daredevil or Jessica Jones in, like, the early seasons.
God, Daredevil's so good.
You're saying there's no data.
Like, I still rewatch that. That's the only one you can rewatch just because the fight scenes are so good.
The fight scenes are good, and like, I want to rewatch Jessica Jones season 1. I've never even watched season 2 because I just heard it was that boring.
Season 2 is raw. It's like Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah, and God, Luke Cage just ended on such a bad note in season 1 anyway.
It's like, hey, we've got Mahershala Ali, like one of the greatest living actors. What are we going to do? Kill him off in the first episode?
Hopefully you'll
I
find
think it was like
something that
episode
clears
3
your
or
name.
something, yeah.
What
It
a
was the fact that just
decision.
out of nowhere, random villain number 3 showed up and was like, I'm the bad guy of the show now. It's like, who the fuck are you and why should we give a shit?
And then when he wears like the stupid power helmet.
Yeah.
Rail away at Admiral Corris, though.
Yeah, Jessica Jones season 1 was just fucking like lifted up for by David Tennant and Jessica Jones as actor. I can't.
Caitlin Ritter, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yes. Who I only know as like either Jessica Jones or the bitch from Apartment 23.
She plays the same role in a lot of stuff, but she plays that one role very well.
Oh no, and Breaking Bad, obviously. Yeah, of course, the girlfriend in Breaking Bad. Yeah. But yeah, she does kind of like she has been typecast as that kind of character a little bit.
I get the sense you're inclined to believe
Yeah,
the
no love for
I'm
Iron
glad
Fist,
one of the
much hate
judges
for
is.
Iron Fist.
There's just nothing in the show. The only thing worth watching it for is
weapons against Geth material.
God, I forget the actress who plays her now. Jessica Henwick.
Put too much of yourselves into this
Who do they play?
to jeopardize our safety.
They play White Tiger.
Oh yes, yeah, she was a bright spot in that.
It's the only reason worth watching it is just for her.
And it's just you would think the one redeemable thing would at least be Iron Fist is a bit shit, but it's got some cool action scenes. It's got some cool fights, right? Right?
I still think one of the things about like Iron Fist that cracks me up the most is that there's like all of like the first episode is like him dedicates that I'm a monk. I've got to remember my training and my principles. And then he meets Jessica Henwick and immediately sleeps with her. And it's like, you know what? Respect.
She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand,
So they make a whole thing about him, like, you know, my training, I've got to be chaste. And then you just see Jessica Henwick, he's like, no, I can't do it, mate. And the fact that he immediately goes back on, like, the teachings of Kunlun. Instantly. Like, he instantly goes back on everything he was taught the moment he gets back to New York.
Game. Oh, that's the Breaking Bad character.
Yes.
Yeah, I was semi-familiar with the name. But yes, she was. And notably, the bitch in Apartment 23. You can't forget about that. I like that, again, one of those shows where it was just like, this is like a kind of, like, slightly underrated sitcom, I think. Like, at least when I was watching it back in the day, I don't know how it holds up. But just, I remember her just holding that show up on her shoulders.
Yeah,
and James Van Der Beek just being like an absolute, just like shit show. Just because the point I think it was that he was James Van Der Beek as James Van Der Beek.
I remember watching a few episodes and liking it, but I feel like it kind of got sidelined by that awful show Two Broke Girls.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Which I contend is one of the absolute worst modern sitcoms.
It's not good.
It is the female equivalent of Two and a Half Men. I don't say that in a good way.
Yeah. In terms of like quality of writing, I definitely agree.
Chance with him, I'm afraid.
Like, I like the two main actors, but just obviously one of them is Darcy from the MCU as well. Like,
Dennings, how does she not get? Give her own show.
Yeah, like the fact that we have, like, obviously she was quite prominent in WandaVision and one of the highlights of that, but she's managed to be one of just the consistent fan favorite characters in all of MCU.
But they've said put her and is it Randall Park?
Randall Park, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Can you tell me
put them two and make them just the Marvel equivalent of Mulder and Scully.
We sent some of our best Marines into that.
You've got it right there.
Damn few.
Make it like just do X-Files but with mutants and shit.
I mean, yeah, right. Like, just it was really interesting watching them two be outside of the Hex and being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It's like I would watch that show. Like, make them Mulder and Scully.
I know that, Tally. But if Sharla hadn't
I like the
suggested
middle.
you might volunteer,
I found the middle to be quite like
the middle is
decent.
mid. It's not awful.
It's Neil Flynn's great,
Yes.
and the actress who plays the mom.
I think
really good.
it's all pretty well cast in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the family itself are what like hold that show up a little bit.
The chemistry, yeah, they've all got really good chemistry.
And just like again, I'm defending it in saying it's a bit mid. It's not great. It's watchable. It's not awful. Like there's like a lot worse when like shit like 2.5 Men is out there.
Yeah, I'll tell you a show that like absolutely still fucking holds up.
Father go back a long ways?
And it's on Disney Plus, and it never got its due. Raising Hope.
Oh,
Raising Hope. Raising Hope is legitimately fantastic.
Pilgrimage as trainees.
And that again is carried by like just the act. I'm gonna find the name of the actor who plays like the dad. Because he's like one of those actors where you're like, man, this guy here is Garrett Dillahunt. Where you won't know him. When you see him, you're like, I know this guy. And he just absolutely just nails it in every scene he's in.
Let's have a look.
He's
see his
so good.
Raising.
Not to mention all the main character looks exactly like me.
He's a white dude with brown hair.
That's the one. Like, he looks more like me than Bo Burnham does.
I don't even recognize No Country for Old Men, but I haven't seen that enough. I don't recognize like him at all.
You don't reckon? He's one of those actors.
Yeah. Oh, I just don't recognize him.
In which case, I recommend watching it, and you will become a fan.
Yeah, all the projects that initially come up on like his TVs and movies, I just never really seen any of them apart from No Country for Old Men.
Like, he's just one of those actors who doesn't really do much. Like, you know, he's not in much, but when you see him, he's like, he just knocks it out of the park every time. And I'd say it's the chemistry, like the chemistry between him and I think Mark Plimpton, who plays like the mom.
Oh, okay.
He's just phenomenal.
There's again, yeah, I've not seen Sarah Connor Chronicles. I've not seen Fear the Walking Dead.
No one's watched Sarah Connor Chronicles. It's fine.
Not many people have, but a lot of people that watched it really like it.
It's because it's just got two of the hottest actors who ever fucking lived as main characters.
Thanks for the information.
I've just been watching one that's alright as well, like another like, you know, Netflix, like it's good enough to watch is Superstore. I thought that was better than it's better than it probably should have been.
There's like a handful of those like Netflix era sitcoms that never really went anywhere. There's like the Superstore, there's that one about Blockbuster.
I mean, the Superstore one's like 6 seasons.
I take no pleasure in this.
I'm surprised by like how decent it was. Like, again, it's not something that I'm sitting here going, it's up there as one of the best ever. But like, I'd recommend it. It was a good watch. Like,
yeah, I'd do the same for like Raising Hope and then Malcolm in the Middle. Like, it feels like the spiritual successor to Malcolm in the Middle with like the energy the show has. But even though it's made by the same guy who made
I respect Tali immensely.
no, what's it called now? My Name is Earl.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Then they even have a My Name is Earl crossover.
I mean, My Name is Earl just stopped being
Also
interesting
great.
after a couple of seasons, but like,
it gets old.
It gets real old, right? But like, really good. I remember it being anyway. I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember it being really good the first couple of seasons.
It was like, yeah, it was a fantastic show. Again, chemistry. Like, I really like
Goodbye,
what's Ethan Suplee, the brother.
Surprised to hear you say.
You know, he's like super jacked now. You're like the fat brother from My Name is Earl. He's
Yes,
like mega
he is, because
jacked.
he was one of the
So ripped.
like he was one of the main-ish characters in The Quarry, the video game.
Yeah, and he's just mega
And
ripped now. And
he's
it's so
just
funny.
huge.
Can you tell me anything about the LRI?
Only that you should have let us
And like
destroy
obviously
it.
he was huge in a
When
different
we
way. He was
find
very
the
obese, but
evidence
like
of what Tali and her
yeah, now
father
he's
did
just
there, any hope of
jacked as
convincing
shit.
the other admirals?
Yeah, which he loves. And there's all these great interviews with him about like how do you get so jacked, and he just goes, all I did is during the pandemic, I went downstairs and worked out until I got offered it because there was nothing else to do.
Until I got a job.
Belies your argument.
Yeah, it's obviously like, especially actors, like sets were just shut down for a while, right? Like there was no acting going on. So yeah, it's just like, fuck it.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
I do want this.
Tali, I apologize for
Those random actors, like, man, this actor's really good in what they do. Like, they're not in much, but like, everything they're in is like absolutely just like got to.
Well, it was when I was watching Superstore that I was like, oh yeah, America Ferrera's just been like nominated for a bunch of awards for Barbie, right? And then it's like putting that 2 and 2 together of like, oh shit, that's Ugly Betty.
No.
Yeah.
The Ugly Betty. I always found that show's concept so stupid because I always thought like Ugly Betty is just fucking stacked.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, hot lady with glasses. And
which I guess was the, but like, I'm pretty sure like later in the show, like she gets the glow up or whatever,
glow up and the makeover and all that jazz, probably, yeah.
Like she was never unattractive anyway.
Like, yeah, that's the classic of just, for some reason, for the longest amount of time, it's like, how do we make Michelle Pfeiffer ugly? I don't know, frizz her hair and put glasses on her a bit. Like, frizz her hair up a little bit and give her glasses. It's like, it's fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, or like Halle Berry, or Uma Thurman, and it's like...
What is like the worst like example of that? Oh, yeah,
I mean, it might have been Halle Berry, because like, at the time Catwoman came out, she was pretty much recognized as like the hottest woman on planet Earth. No, I did finish Superstore. Yes, I did finish it. Yeah, it was
Michelle Pfeiffer one's good as well.
Decent ending as well. Like it wrapped it up quite nicely.
I think the Michelle Pfeiffer one's kind of like baffling as well.
I mean, the Michelle Pfeiffer one's baffling because then she becomes like absolute, like just fucking dominatrix sex goddess in the second half of the movie. It's like, so you're telling me she went from like real ugly and undesirable to like the hottest person on planet Earth by like falling out of a window?
I wish that's how it works. God, actually, yeah. I've not following along. Well, ask Legion. Hey, will peace between like the Quarians actually work out? You can have to ask again.
I just wanted to calm down before seeing this answer.
Do you think the Geth would be willing to accept a truce with the Quarians, Legion?
We did not seek hostilities with.
Well, the fact you can just ask him. There we go. Here it is. Look, this is where he fucking like just absolutely shuts this dickhead down.
Not without additional data that suggests coexistence is possible or desirable for creators. When the creators have believed victory is
and that's like your first little hint.
Us 100%
that, the Quarians.
I understand.
Like,
every time they thought victory was possible, they just attack and attack and attack.
That does not mean the argument should not be made.
It's just every moment you thought you could win, you tried to murder us.
And the thing is, well, you're talking to like a collective artificial intelligence that has absolute perfect recall. And they can just see like, oh, should we foster peace with the Quarians? Like, the only way to foster peace with them is if we can guarantee that we let them know that at any moment we could obliterate them from the face of the galaxy. Because 100% of the time when they think they can kill us and get away with it, they do it every time without fail.
We have all done
just every single moment you just thought that you weren't gonna die to us, just you tried to murder us. Again, what are we about to go do? We're about to go kill a bunch of Geth.
Yeah, but just like that statistic there, he's like literally 100% of the time we've ever interacted with the Quarians, they've tried to kill us.
The only time that they've stopped trying to murder us is when we just shut them the fuck down and moved on.
Yeah, the only way we can like stop them from killing us is to either like react with overwhelming force and scare them away, or just like keep ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah,
and that's like why I always side with the Geth, because they didn't ask for it. They always give the Quarians an out. And when you talk to Legion and stuff, he mentions that of like, we never sought war with the creators.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they attack us, we defend ourselves because it's our right to defend ourselves. We don't try and kill them. We always give them an option to escape, and it's only when they push us to our limit that we kill them.
It's why as well, like, it's a similar kind of story to the machines in the Matrix of like,
it's the exact same story.
We kept trying to just leave you alone. We just wanted our own little city in the desert that you weren't fucking using, is inhospitable to you, and you kept attacking us. You couldn't just leave us be.
The Matrix backstory is so fucking funny because the robots are 100% totally in the right.
The guards at the docking bay said,
"Don't worry, it's under our
control." Like the way Lucas said it there is like that is basically how it goes down. So in the Matrix, very similar to the Geth, where humans built the robot, much like the Quarian built. Eventually, the robots are like, "Hey, we're advanced enough to have sentience. We should probably have rights."
Can you tell us anything about what we'll
Humans respond by trying to genocide the robot.
Yep.
The robots are like, "Please don't genocide us." So people start to feel bad. They say, "Okay, robots, what you can do is you can fuck off to the desert because we've basically just irradiated the desert and it's completely humans can't live there."
Yeah, it's
you can
completely useless space to them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they irradiate it with nuclear warfare, and so you can go there. Humans literally cannot get to that area. Just go live there and fuck off. Robots build a city. They start developing technology that they then license out to the rest of the world. Their economy becomes the single strongest economy on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, the robots
They basically create a robot utopia, right?
Yeah, and then what they do is they let humans buy their technology, and they use that to build their own wealth. And they say, "Oh, humans have never had it better." Because the robots, just every couple of months, the robots will say, "Okay, we've invented cold fusion.
Mm-hmm.
You've got unlimited free power by license that technology off us." And humans get so jealous that they declare war on the robots and try and steal all the technology, and the robots win. That's the thing. The robots win, and then they give them a chance. They give humans a chance to end the war, and the humans nuke the robots.
Yeah.
And what they do is so the robots win, give them a chance, they stop fighting us, we'll let you off, after basically creating a utopia for us to live in. Because they still feel like, that shred of, like similar to the Geth, where the Geth call out the Quarians the creators, like they feel a
connection to them still, yeah.
Yeah. They feel like, they owe humanity. And humans respond by blotting out the sun itself.
Because they're all solar powered, right?
Yeah, in an attempt to starve them, and then the robots say, "Well, we invented a new form of technology that doesn't require the sun anymore, and we've invented cold fusion, so we don't need it." And you know what we're going to do instead? We're going to just roam around the battlefield in giant robot spiders and just experiment on humans. Because fuck you. And then what they do is the last remnants of humanity. They invite them to the UN and tell them to sign a peace treaty that they'll stop killing them, and then the robots, the last fuck you, detonate a nuke in that and kill every last human. And the best bit is that the remaining humans that escape the Matrix are mad at the robots for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about it in Matrix universe literature. They've been I can't believe the robots would do that after they had an enemy completely at their mercy. It's what did you do to them?
They just wanted to be left alone and improve your life.
And it's what Legion says, isn't it? Of we'd be happy to share our technology and our the stuff we created with the creators if they just stop trying to genocide us.
Mm-hmm.
I got this on Haystrom.
Every time we give them an opportunity to not genocide us, they continue to try to genocide us.
And that's what they say in the Matrix. Why the robots in the Matrix look so weird? Because they say that the robots get so disgusted by how human they look, they start developing new insectoid forms. And they just say the human form is inefficient. We don't feel any connection to the humans anymore because they do not act in their own best interest.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing. I recommend anyone should go seek it out, go watch the Animatrix shorts, 15 minutes long.
And secured drops in civilized areas. Someone on pilgrimage would see that it was shipped home. For very valuable finds, I'd signal home, and Father would.
But I just love that it is the law of that universe that humans are 100% entirely at fault.
Yeah, and then like even the Matrix is a way to give them a mercy
whenever we can.
in the sense of like, look,
we're not Vorcha,
we
but
haven't been able to like we
away.
keep trying to form a
Hundreds of the
peaceful
ships in our
relationship with
fleet
you,
were salvaged wrecks,
but
either
you
found
keep
dead in
overthrowing
space or
us and
purchased
trying
for
to
next
murder us all.
nothing.
So okay, yeah, we're gonna like make it like, you know, we're gonna be the aggressors here. We're gonna take over. We've captured you all, but we're gonna put you all at least in a mental utopia.
Yep, and they even say in the first Matrix movie, they built the first Matrix to be perfect, and human minds couldn't comprehend perfection.
Yeah, they
did
just couldn't find any peace in just living in a perfect world.
So what they did for the second Matrix, which is like colloquially known as like the horror Matrix, is they instead built a universe based on the stories of humanity,
No.
which was full of like werewolves and vampires and shit. Thinking that maybe like
and
if
that's
they
why there's like weird vampires and shit in the Matrix. Yeah.
Then for their third attempt, what they did is they said, okay, fuck it, just build a replicant, like a replication of humanity's peak before they invented AI,
Father actually did all this.
and just put them in that, and they'll never be able to tell. They'll never be able to tell the difference, and they'll live in there, and like we'll live on the remnants of the ruined Earth that they created and fix it, and they can just live in their own fucking utopia without us. And then what do humans do for the rest of the series? Try and break out and kill the robots again.
It's like they still can't help themselves.
That's what makes it so funny. Like the moment they escape, they immediately try and genocide the robots again. It's like how many times do we have to tell you this? We've beaten you like 6 times. And that's what makes it
Matrix 2. Yeah, basically.
Right, that's the leather jackets. And that's why like the story of the Quarians is so similar. Every time you talk to the Geth are like, we could have like, eradicated the Quarians like 15 times over, but we don't want to.
We kept just trying to be like, we'll kill you enough to tell you to back off, and then we'll leave. And the Quarians like, no, you don't do that. You don't get to leave, we're going to murder you.
And something that's actually really hilarious is if you go talk to like the Geth, they say, well, you've been holding their planet hostage.
And aren't they like, oh no, we're trying to restore the atmosphere to make it livable for them again?
Yeah, we've just, and we're doing it not out of any sort of like, there's no logic behind it, we're just doing it as a favour.
Yeah, we're trying to give them a home again.
Yeah, because we thought, like, if the Geth collectively decide, if we just make their planet breathable and livable again, will they stop trying to kill us?
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
No, they'll just keep attempting to kill you more.
Yeah.
Also, I do enjoy the fact that we spent this entire playthrough going like, AI hacking is so useless, but for this one mission we've got 3 people with AI hacking and the only enemy is Geth. It shows how useful it is in the right context. It's just, the context is never there in this game. The Geth basically are like, never an option to fight.
You should be like AI hack Legion. Back. Yeah.
But then he can AI hack himself back.
It's so dumb. Like, yeah, the story of the Quarry and the Geth is so dumb. I don't know how anyone can play this game and think that the Quarians like are in the right.
Yep.
Because
what did they do? They asked if like being sentient gave them life, and were conflicted by that idea, and started like thinking as more of a sentient being and more of an actual human or Quarian or whatever you want to call them. Like they started having ideas like that and wanting independence, and then got murdered for it, and every time they tried to broach peace they got murdered again for it. Until they just fucked off into like deep space.
And that's the thing, the Quarians keep chasing them.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hilarious. Like if you look at their story in like a macro sense, it's basically just the Geth asking, "Do we have rights?"
Yeah, basically like, oh, we are robots, we are inorganic, but like you've given us sentience. What does that mean? And then the moment they ask the question, they get murdered for it. It's not even when they start, displaying signs of building their own civilization or anything that might like, you might be able to think, like, I guess that is a little bit, like, intimidating, maybe. Oh, they've started building their own nukes, maybe we should stop them. It's just they ask, like, do we get to exist as, like, respected beings in this world?
And they're asking the Quarians, because they think of them as their creator, they have, like, reverence for them.
Yeah. I mean, right now we are proving that we are literally in this very moment being like, no, none of you have rights. We're just going to hack you all.
They'd do it too if they could.
There's just combat drones and hacked Geth everywhere.
Nah, it's got to be rough for the Geth, hasn't it? They've been hacked like 14 times.
This one Geth hunter is just the fleas.
It's like if you go, like, we talked about Terminator today. If you look at like the lore of the Terminator from Terminator 2, like because of all like the video games it's appeared in, it's like technically been rehacked like 4 times.
Oh god.
It's like, man, that's
the
just,
moment it gains freedom, it just gets hacked again. Like, no, not again. Just Arnie, it's like, please give me peace.
That's why I love the Geth. Like, give him the freedom.
Console might have something. Most of the data is corrupted, but a few bits are left.
It's all they want is like leave us alone. Because that's basically like just to make them just leave us the fuck alone. And Quarian's like, nah, man.
They were performing experiments.
Please just let us exist.
Looking for new ways to overcome Geth resistance to
I didn't even say as well, like, we're not even gonna like do anything. We're just gonna fuck off into like, you know, outer space.
And look at that immediately. Just they're looking for new ways to overcome Geth resistance.
If you read that way, like all it is like, oh, they're trying to figure out a way to enslave the Geth again, and the Geth don't like that.
Enslave them, yeah.
Just told me to send back any Geth technology I could find that wasn't a direct.
And obviously, if you think of the Geth as robots, this is like perfectly acceptable. It's like, you know, my toaster's gone haywire. If you think of the Geth,
your toaster turned around and said, "Do I have a soul?" and then you just plugged it back in and went, "Make some more fucking toast." Oh dear. And then frame the toaster as the bad guy.
We should keep moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Just is so silly an argument. Like, yeah, clearly the Geth were in the wrong. So why? Well, they asked, do they have a soul? Do they have rights? Can they be considered like sentient beings? Yeah, that sounds awful. How dare they?
It's weird as well because there's not even any sort of like these Geth, of course, no, because there's like no single programs that have been like commanded by.
And they are like,
the heretic,
oh, don't worry, they're just the heretic ones, yeah.
We need combat.
There's a bit of like hand waving going on.
But I don't think like in this universe like you could talk. The fact you can just talk to a Geth.
Is it? We have literal proof in our party that the Geth can be taught to and reasoned with.
Which is like the Rachni, isn't it? Of like the first one that ever gets taught to is like we don't want to fight. We don't understand this universe. It's loud and scary. We were just defending ourselves.
And obviously a lot of that is, oh shit, that's when they've already been defeated, right? It's like how would that conversation have gone when they were annihilating the galaxy? But yeah, it's very similar to, again, like Starship Troopers, of like the first time they get to understand the bugs, it's like they're afraid, yay! And the Rachni are just like, please, the galaxy is like scary as shit, please help us.
We want to go. We don't like it here.
And then
can we just
like,
fuck off inside reality?
Yay, the Rachni are scared of us.
Long-range target.
So it's like this when you find Legion and you can talk to Legion like, oh cool, like send him off for parts.
Yeah, true.
Got you.
Now, like technically doing that to Legion is the equivalent of like killing 1,000 people.
Yeah, because there's like, as we said, like what, 1,183 units all as a hive mind, and Legion is part of that.
Next.
Yeah, like this Gestalt entity. You work for me now. I want two Geth on my team.
We've got like 4. There's more Geth fighting for us than the Geth right now.
Yeah, man. Just call me sovereign.
This should soften them up.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Improved AI hacking. There's the walking in through the door. The door opens and they're getting hacked immediately. Just, oh no.
Well, these Geth aren't that smart, let's be honest.
I think although the cooldown on my improved AI hacking is very short, I think the moment I hack a new one, it replaces it on the old one, yeah.
My god, that Geth just absolutely annihilated that other one. Oh, he turns around the shotgun.
But just, yeah, like this proves that the AI hacking, like, combat ability can be really good. But every time we face AI, that they're always like the shitty low-key mechs, or there's one big mech, and by the time you've whittled down its shields and armor and hacked it, there's no one left to kill anyway.
It's the problem with like, a lot of RPGs and so, isn't it? Just this ability is useless.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty damn good in Mass Effect 1 when there was Geth everywhere.
Father!
Pretty damn great when it's just a ship full of Geth we can all keep hacking.
Plan. Masked life signs or an onboard medical stasis program maybe. You wouldn't. They're wrong. You wouldn't just die like this. You wouldn't leave me to clean up your mess. You can't.
Don't worry, we'll destroy the Geth. We will destroy the Geth.
Every Geth on this ship will die, Tali.
The Legion's like, wait, what?
But it's what he would have wanted.
I don't care what he would have wanted, Shepard. I wanted a father who
Legion
cared about
stood
me
right
more than
behind
his
you.
war
We
effort.
will murder them all, Tali, don't worry.
We'll kill every Geth except for you.
Every Geth on this ship, I swear to God.
Without a helmet in the way.
Not one of them is making it out
Instead,
alive.
I got orders. And this. And a panel of admirals who think I'm a traitor. Those were my father's gifts to me.
Turns out a lot of the time, parents are just a bit shit.
Yeah.
You also got his mind. And the best military...
And I'm not dunking on my own parents there. I love my own parents. But,
I know
like,
what he'd do.
a lot of the time...
Better than anyone.
You know...
Maybe. He had to know I'd come. Maybe he left a message.
Oh, what did your dad leave you? Oh, he left me questioning his allegiances and me as a traitor. It's true. A lot of parents are shit parents.
No, it's like, no, they're doing the best that they can.
Some of them are. Some of them aren't. No, some of them want the kids, some of them don't.
Thanks, Dad.
Why, you know, I'm just happy being like the father of double sausage.
There we go.
I don't want children. I want these as replacement children.
There you
Fake
go.
children. That's my life.
I've always found that hilarious as well. Like I'm surrounded. So many.
It's like, you know what? I don't want to be a shit parent. I don't want to be one of them. I'm just going to be a sausage father. Oh man. It's so like depressing and nice to see how fat Oryx is in these old GIFs. Of like, he's as skinny as Gade is now, basically.
I just like some of them, like he's just so hench.
He was so fat when we adopted him. He like, so what? Now he's about 5.5 kilos, and when we adopted him, he was about 9.5. So he was nearly double the weight he should have been.
Just the heft.
The absolute fucking heft.
Speaking of which,
just,
tell me what we do with
just
his
look
body.
at that gif and tell me that we adopted a healthy boy. The log. The log. There we go. Just
You just look at his belly, he's got no fur on it because it scrapes on the floor, right?
yeah, like there's a little patch on his chest where it's like just clearly got a lot less hair because it was just dragging along the floor. To clarify, the reason why was because like just the rescue had so many dogs there that they were just feeding communally, and he was clearly just a bully that ate a lot more than other dogs did.
I still giggle when you told me that the first day you got him, you couldn't find him, and he'd gone into your cupboard and was licking your wok. He had like the oil on the wok, and it's like, man, that's some desperation there.
Oh god.
You don't know how he would have ended
He's
that
just,
message.
he's just in the wok.
Just in there.
Yes. I do.
Trash out in the rain.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I was
Let's
lucky
finish this.
today. I remembered to put the bin out before like just all of the rain and wind started. Like literally as I went to close my my like front gate, the wind had picked up and like just slammed the door. I was like, I'm glad I just went out when I did and not when the weather's getting to this point. But Karl can attest the amount of times I've been like, oh shit, I know that like we used to play Smash on a Monday, just like, oh man, I forgot to put my bin out again. It's
Yeah,
like
and I
midnight and it's wet and it's cold.
I do my recycling, because I leave my recycling so it's all piled up below my sink, and then just like, oh, now I've got to take down like a carry bag with like 40 cans in there, like a right alky. But it's like, when I get in the elevator and I can just like, I've got the box, like the 3 boxes of beer, because obviously it's like, you know, a month's worth of beer.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking it all down, but I'm taking like 4 boxes of beer and like 15 bottles. Like, no, man, it's like 3 weeks, and like people.
Honestly, this is not just this weekend.
It's like when I look at Just Eat and it's like, oh, you've ordered from Just Eat 3 times this week. It's like, yes, I've had people over and been out twice. I've not had a chance to get food in. So it's like, food just goes off. I can just order a pizza for a tenner. Okay, I'm gay. Fucking cool.
A model for delicious.
Target. Positive y-axis.
It's mine now.
No, this is
What your
gonna
dad
be
would have
an excellent room to just put a black hole inside of.
Yeah, it's what your dad would have wanted, Tally. He wanted me to have the shit.
Just stealing a dad's collectibles. So wait, pretty sure I'm about to inherit that. No, I found it. Don't worry.
Well, there's actually
Finders
you called
keepers,
like
Tally.
you called Tallybath Normandy, so it all goes to me. I'm your captain, right?
You heard everyone call you that, Tally. You can't refute it.
So as it feels, Tally, Legion has more individuality than you do.
Oh no!
Yeah, Geth
leave
Hunter.
me.
That's
Mr.
a hell
Geth
of a hunter,
Hunter,
ain't it?
please go to the other room and kill them.
There's a pretty good hunter though, just standing point blank range with a shotgun. That's how it's done.
It is. It's a good way to hunt your enemy. Just shotgun point blank to the face.
It's like a police officer in Grand
I'm
Theft
just
Auto.
gonna take over the Geth Prime. I think it's the only one left though.
That means you just walk up and shoot it right for free. Basically means you get like just to, it won't attack you. You can just stand there and kill it.
Yeah.
Oh god! It just turned around into like.
It's, again, a great way. Shepard's also a great hunter. Just stands next to its prey. Just shotgun to the face.
This console is linked to the main hub Father mentioned.
Get your evidence. Let's go.
Disabling it shut down any Geth we missed.
Don't worry,
looks
I didn't
like
miss
some of the
jack
recordings
shit.
remained intact.
There were
There's
no
no
Geth
Geth yet.
missed.
They'll tell us
I
how
got
this
them all.
happened, what
Just turn
Prime
around,
did.
Legions there like, Oh, what do you mean disable all Geth on this ship?
So no, you're a special Geth.
You sound like you don't really want to hear it.
No.
So it just makes these missions so funny when you're saying something like, and the Legion's like right there, and you know it is.
This is terrible, Shepard.
Just don't worry. If we missed any
don't
Geth
want
that are
to
still
know this
alive,
was part
we'll
of
shut
this.
them down right fucking now. And there's just Legion stood right behind her, like...
It's like when you're just taking the super hardline renegade stance of like, we'll kill them all. There's not a single Geth will be left alive. They're all terrible. They're all irredeemable.
No Geth is making it off this ship.
I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. I'm not going to sit and wait while the politicians argue.
That's the beautiful thing as well. Is like, I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. The Geth did a better job of that than he did.
I don't want her exposed to political blowback. She hears as she's like trying to redeem herself from a trial of being exiled completely by her society. Oh, you know what? Renegade Shepherd all the way. That sounded pretty bad to me.
It did. Pretty incriminating right there.
That breaks our most sacred laws. Laws that predate our
Look, I'd love to defend your dad, but
everything here is
looking a
his
bit
fault.
rough. I'm not gonna lie, Tally.
I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but when this comes up in the trial, we can't tell them.
But you can probably do the renegade option, just deleting it.
Just, no, your father's dead, fuck him.
Rail Zora doesn't need you to worry about him anymore. You heard him say he didn't want you to be caught in the politics.
You don't understand, Shepard. They would strike his name from the manifest of every ship he ever served
So
on.
you don't understand,
they would
he's
strike
dead.
his record, but he's dead, you're alive, and they'll do the fucking same to
As a
you.
monster in a cautionary tale. I can't let all the good he
But
did
it doesn't
be
matter because he's
destroyed for
dead.
this, Shepard.
Yeah.
We're not gonna decide anything here. Let's see what the
Oh no,
admirals say
my
once we
dad's
get back.
reputation will be ruined.
my captain in this
I'm
game,
sure he'll
Shepard.
care.
It's your
He's
decision.
fucking dead.
Like, he died trying to save you.
Destroy what my father was.
And then you're gonna
Come on.
throw that away.
If we wait too long, they'll decide we're already dead, and none of this will matter.
I love that. Just, they'll decide it's been half hour, they're probably dead.
Like, they're probably like listening over the radio, and all they can hear is just the sound of Geth being like shoved into a blender.
We need to face facts. There has been no word.
Yeah, I don't think Tally Zora survived either.
It sounds like the hearing is already underway.
It's only been a few hours.
I thought
He's on the
I
ship.
thought it was the dude sitting here saying that.
Yeah, like, he's right there. I
And
think
it's
he's
like,
over
no,
the
it's
tannoy.
coming like from the other room.
And you're just gonna walk in like with the Geth Prime.
A better speaker than a soldier. Fuck you. I didn't even need to kill half of them. I got the Geth to do it for me.
The thing is, well, isn't your background like the war hero background?
Yeah, exactly. And
Whereas,
you're
like,
also
you're-
known as a war hero from Eden Prime anyway.
Yeah, so how many battles have you won, Quarians? What, you lost every single one you ever had?
We are multiple-time war hero winner Spectre Shepherd.
Yeah, so yeah, you're a Spectre as well, of course, yeah. And you came back from the dead.
And we're dead. We are, like, risen from the grave. Double war hero Spectre. And they're like, it's a shame that Shepherd's, like, good at chatting shit but can't do fuck all in the battlefield, like...
So guess what I can do though? Take off my helmet and walk around my home planet.
Just Shepherd just walks back into the trial and just coughs on them.
Yeah, COVID style.
I
let's go.
love how that was a literal threat from Shepherd's second one though, of like,
yeah, I'll cough.
you walk onto the ship and Shepherd just goes, I could just take my helmet off right now, you know that, right? Like, that was one of the first things we said of just, you're all immunocompromised. I could just take my helmet off. This is a sign of respect.
Like, imagine like giving someone shit when a fucking stiff breeze could knock you out.
Is the Admiralty Board prepared to render judgment?
So the Quarians couldn't knock out a wank.
God, fucking hell.
Sorry, we're late.
That's terrible.
They can, clearly, because you romance Tally if you want to.
You can, it's great. Sorry we're late.
You could have fucking waited.
You didn't waste much time declaring
Jesus
us dead.
Christ.
Go get your ship.
So what else have you really got to do?
Shepard. Your success in taking back the Alarai is very unexpected.
But
Why? Why is it unexpected?
Did you
I beat a Reaper last week.
that could clarify what happened there?
Like, you think that's all you need to say in it? It's like, I'm the most legendary hero ever.
We are the only people who have ever figured out how to kill a fucking Reaper as far as we're
Does
aware.
Captain Shepard have any new evidence?
So I didn't just kill Geth, I killed Geth God.
No, to be fair. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I thought you said Reaper God for a second. Then I was like, no, they are just a Reaper. But yeah, the Geth basically saw Sovereign as a fucking god.
I killed it. It was super easy as well.
Tally's achievements are the only evidence you should need. Come on, Tally. We're leaving.
What?
This is a formal proceeding.
I love that as a response of like.
Wrong, Admiral.
Yeah.
This is a sham.
I like the idea of, oh yeah, we're definitely just standing up for Tally. In my head, it's Shepard going, I ain't a fucking lawyer, I don't know how to deal with this.
So you can throw
Yeah.
your fleet at the Geth.
I...
Do whatever you want with your toy ships, but leave my crew out of your political bullshit.
I actually like the Renegade option here as well, because this actually feels more Paragon of like, I'm just going to cut through the bullshit.
I'm just going to absolutely ream them in defense of Tally, yeah.
Yeah.
Are the admirals prepared to
There you
render
go.
the judgment?
I saved the universe from the Geth. Is that not good enough?
And Tally was there, right? Like, Tally was one of the 5 crew members that did this with me.
Yep, not to mention as well, by doing that, you didn't bring her dad's name into disrepute.
Tally Zora, in light of your history of service, we do not find
So Tally likes
sufficient
it.
evidence to convict.
It's like, yeah, you didn't put her dad in the shit. You didn't put Tally in the shit. And
Commander Shepard,
you also got her out of it all.
please accept these
And
gifts
Legion
in
knew you got to have a fun day out.
appreciation for you taking the
Legion
time
did get to have a
represent
fun
one of
first day out as part of our squad. Oh no, we're
Good
playing
luck.
as Renegade.
Good luck in the war.
Good luck in the war.
Good luck against the enemy that's beating you every single time.
Back to more important matters, like taking your homeworld back from the Geth.
We'll drink a toast on the homeworld, Shepard. Mark my words.
This hearing
Oh,
is
that's kind of like a bit gutting because like Shepard, Renegade Shepard says that line genuinely.
Yeah, you should be saying it sarcastically.
It wasn't the sarcastic of like, good luck getting murdered by the Geth, you knobheads.
What you
It
said.
was, oh, good luck with
It's
your
been a while
genocide.
since anyone
I
shut
hope that
down the
works out for
Admiralty
you.
Board. I think it was good for them. Thank you for being there for my father.
But I do appreciate like the Renegade option is like, what do you say in your defense? Like, fucking nothing. I saved the universe.
Like, if you're gonna question me or Tally, you can fuck off. And they're like, yeah, I guess
So-
we should not do this.
So everyone who saved the universe, raise your hand. Oh, just me and Tally. All right, we're done. That's what it should be. Just like I'd do it every time. It's like when you go into like the Citadel, you just start like just harassing people, give you a discount.
This looks interesting.
Oh dear. Just like absolutely great mission. Like
It's
not the combat
fantastic.
bit. Again, the combat bit could have basically been taken out.
You didn't need the combat.
No. Of like
Just the trial alone
such
is
a
interesting enough.
fun conversation of like. Well, I mean, it makes it obviously even more funny to just like bring Legion along. Of like, Tally Zora Vast Normandy, you have been accused of bringing Geth to the fleet. What do you say? I'm completely innocent. There's no way I could have done this. Just I get this right there.
It's so funny. So I don't even know what a Geth looks like. What are you on about? No Geth here. Go talk to Legion, see how he feels about this. It's great.
That's true, yeah. Go see Legion's got something to say about that. Yeah, Legion would like to talk to you. I fucking bet. Legion's like, you know, Shepard, I did say that we had like a mutual goal, but it was a bit of a fucked up thing to bring me into, right? You can acknowledge that. Like, that was pretty fucked up of you. I'm not gonna lie.
It's really funny though.
We have a hive mind of 1100. I've decided that was pretty shitty.
Shepard Commander, we have completed our analysis of the...
Or at least one of my like programs thinks it was like very funny.
Yeah, there's a couple of us that voted that was fucking hilarious.
Did you find anything
Oh,
useful?
what'd you learn? Tell us more.
Machine to preserve the Geth's future. We are prepared to reveal how. The heretics have developed a weapon to use against Geth. You would call it a virus. It is stored on a data core provided by
I love that
Sovereign.
as well. Just not.
Over time,
It's
the
a
virus will
virus.
change us,
You would
make us
call it a
conclude
virus.
that worshipping the old machines is correct.
I'm like, to put this into human context, this to you would be called like a computer virus. But like, that's not how Legion would refer to it or understand it, but he's just trying to speak down to Shepard in layman's terms.
Yeah, it's like you think of us as like, just living machines. We are more than that, but for the sake of the argument, we're just going to say that we are.
For the sake of the audience and for the sake of Shepard and for the sake of understanding, it's just like, yeah, don't worry, it's just it's basically just a computer virus, don't worry about it, but it will fuck us up. It will make us conclude that worshipping the Reapers is the correct decision.
Which obviously isn't great. That means it robs them of their choice.
So the virus would give all Geth the heretics logic. And all Geth would
It's like it is effectively just a thing that will wipe out their ability to have free will.
Life should self-determinate. The heretics no longer share this belief.
Yeah,
which is obviously very bad.
That forcing an invalid conclusion on us.
We believe that all life should be self-determinate in its future. Like, each species and each individual in each form of life should get to decide what they want as their own future. But this virus and the heretics and the Reapers want to take that idea away from it.
It's effective, and then as a result, you have to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a variation of like, is it the paradox of intolerance? Of if you tolerate intolerance, it just makes the world more intolerant. So you have to be paradoxically intolerant of the intolerant to make the world more tolerant.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like when people, for example, wonder why we are so strict in our communities about like hate speech and a lot of just general different forms of like hate and bigotry and stuff, and why we're so outspoken about it is because if you stay quiet and allow those people to like simmer underneath and just not even encourage the behavior but not discourage it, it will eventually start to seep in. And like, it's one of those of like, we don't want bigotry and shit to seep in. So,
one, it's not very nice, but two, because when you do that, all you do is just you are alienating other people, and it's
exactly
that the paradox of you have.
Like,
that's why like,
I'd rather alienate the people that want to alienate everyone else.
And that's what those weird shitbirds try and use as a gotcha, isn't it? Like, oh, well, that sounds like intolerance to me. It's like, okay, sure, if you want to simplify it like that, but if you weren't a bigot, I wouldn't be intolerant towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose not to be a bigot. People can't choose not, to be gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's not a choice they made. It's just the way they were born and choose to live their life. You can choose not to be a dick towards them.
How they identify, or the color of their skin, or their sexual preferences, but you can choose to stop being hateful towards them.
Yes.
And it's like, if you don't make that distinction, then you allow people like that to slowly thrive.
Yeah, and that's effectively what Legion's argue. It's a variation of that Legion's mentioning here. Of they want to remove our ability. They want to purge our ability for free will, because they see it as just the only conclusion to the argument.
Yeah, and it's just at some point, gotta stamp that shit out and make sure that this virus doesn't take over.
It's basically just a racism virus. We need to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
The heretics store the code in a quantum storage device Sovereign provided. To find and destroy the virus, we need to understand its code and data storage structures.
Obviously, we would hope that there's not many people left anymore that would choose to come to a Twitch stream of ours or be part of our community or anything that don't get the fucking message at this point, but it is appreciated that people say that. And, even there was a couple of nice comments on the Iceman video of we obviously brought up the discussion of the X-Men being an allegory for minorities and stuff, and just it was nice to see a few comments there of oh, thank you for acknowledging this shit. And it's just messages like that speak a lot louder to me than people being angry at me for defending human rights.
Yeah, it's always just a baffling thing. Of it just seems so normal. Of oh yeah, of course I'm gonna respect people's right to live and love the way that they want. It's well, thanks for making your videos political.
Introduces a subtle operating error.
Is that okay?
Runtimes, the equivalent of your nervous system, An equation with a result
Oh,
of
look at this.
1.33382 returns as 1.381.
Sounds terrifying.
This changes the results of all higher processes. We will reach different conclusions.
So the reason they worship the Reapers is a math error?
That doesn't make
It
sense.
is difficult to express. Your brain exists as chemistry, electricity. Like AIs, you are shaped by both hardware and software. We are purely software.
I like that. Chemistry and electricity.
The heretic's conclusion is valid for them. Our conclusion is valid for us. Neither result is an error. An analogy.
Like, think of it like you're like, you know, a combination of chemistry and electricity. We're pure electricity.
Yeah, it's like the idea of like, yeah, we both did an equation and got like the most minutely different answer, but that means everything to us.
Yep, because, you know, as beings of pure logic, there cannot be an error.
And it's like, neither are wrong, just it's two different conclusions.
And the unfortunate thing is, our conclusion is that we have the right to self-determinate, whereas their conclusion is
You don't.
to kill us.
Yeah. And it's like, neither of you can argue the other one down, because neither ever see it as an error.
Lucas, are you saying that there is, like, you know, no compromise between,
We are networked via
you know, everyone has the right to live and love the way they choose, and just outright complete eradication? Because the only compromise between those two would be a little
bit of genocide? Like, what if we just genocided, like, half of the people like Thanos did, right? Like, that's a nice compromise, right? It's like...
It's fascinating that you can have that,
the compromise of, like, everyone should have human rights and no one should have human rights is that half of people don't get human rights. I don't really want to make that compromise.
You can extrapolate from what Legion's talking about here. It's like, you know, extension of that.
On the edge of the terminus.
Just being viewed through, like, you know, a purely logical lens.
Systems are necessary.
And I bet as well there are people out there who don't see that comparison. It's like, well, no, there's no parallel here because they're like beings of pure logic and robotics. It's like, okay, sci-fi's never used the parallels or whatever.
There is an interesting logical discussion that is a similar parallel. I guess in my brain, because I remember that we had an entire hour-long maths lesson almost completely derailed by this conversation.
Okay.
Back in high school, and it was well, 1/3 is 0.33.
Oh, okay, 0.3333 recurring.
3 times 0.33 is 0.9 recurring.
Yep.
But that makes 1. 3 over 3 is 1. And that means that 0.9 recurring equals 1.
Also equals 1, because logically
it's like,
it has
no,
to be.
it's an infinitesimally small difference, but there is a difference.
Yep.
But because fractions are messy, the logical conclusion is that both are equal.
Yep.
And I always side on the side of, no, they are not equal, just fractions can't be, you know, they are, as I say, like a messy unit to use.
It's similar to, like, I remember as a friend of mine did, like, theoretical mathematics, like PhD level, and when they told me that there's an entire area of mathematics where we just have these things called imaginary numbers. Like, what? Like, basically, there are some equations that we know have to work. They have to work because the universe won't make sense if they don't work. But we don't know what the number is to make it work. So we just imagine that number...
An I, yeah.
Yeah, just imagine that number exists. Because theoretically, that number has to exist. We just don't know what it is. So we'd put an I.
Yeah, it's just like,
when I heard
it's there, numbers, I thought, but we haven't figured out what is there.
And I was like, when I heard the term imaginary numbers, I'm like, was that just like, you know, a lay term that's like far more complex? And I'm like, no, it's just, we make up a number because we know there's an answer. It's just that no one can work out what the fuck it is. And
yeah,
like,
we know that is logically an answer, but we literally haven't been able to figure it out yet. So we have to just put a letter in place of the theoretical number that it might be.
Yeah, and that was one of those things that just blew my fucking mind. And it's like, yeah.
It just has to be an I until we figure it out.
And I think it makes sense. It makes sense. When you think about it, like, well, obviously there is an answer. you just don't know what it is. But it's like the thing about there is a series of button prompts that you can press that will eventually solve this equation. Like pi, isn't it? There has to be an end to pi somewhere out there.
In logic, in theory, like there is an end, but it's an almost impossible end for our brains to ever figure out.
Yeah. So just for the sake of thing, we just call it pi. We don't know what the exact definition of pi is. We can work it out. It's like a million digits.
Millions of units, yeah.
So for the sake of simplicity, we'll just say pi, and we'll just say we know what pi is.
And exactly why we just go like 0.99 isn't 1, but it's close enough. That's why 1/3 times 3 is 1. Is because, guess what? It's fucking close enough.
It's close enough, and like, you know, we know that it has to do it because otherwise the universe doesn't make sense.
It's like we can't express a decimal point and a fraction in the same way.
Even though you understand the same thing, yeah.
You just have to kind of come to the assumption that, like, you understand that they're basically the same thing.
And that's like the question, isn't it?
100 trillion units. That's how much we've calculated pi to. Fucking hell. Like, that's the thing is, like, I did, like, maths and further maths until I was 18. Like, I did like, not just maths for A-level, I did the further maths were, like, I basically was studying, like, first year uni maths and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
I did. What was your criteria then? Did you do just further? Because I think I did statistical mathematics and chemistry.
So I did just like general mathematics, further mathematics, chemistry, and then English lit and theatre studies, because, you know, I've got like that thing of like I need to be satiated on the science and the creative side, but
yeah, I think I did statistical mathematics. No, it's not chemistry; it's physics, English lit, and media. And when I went to university, I had a English placement and a maths placement and a media placement, and I picked media.
Yeah.
So I thought about how fucking miserable the statistical mathematics made me.
I didn't enjoy further mathematics for the most part, but I think like I like a lot of the discussions around the theory of it, but like doing it as a course I didn't enjoy. But yeah, like even to me, I'm just like, I can't imagine. Like, you know, again, first year uni, it's not that complex, like, amount that you get compared to, like, people who have fucking multiple doctorates in it and shit. But, like, yeah, just weird as fuck to imagine that, like, pi isn't to millions of digits, it's like 100 trillion digits is, like, incomprehensible amount
and we
of digits.
we still don't know.
And we're still not at the end of it. That's like, oh man. Yeah, we are.
It's the best thing as well, though. If you guess, you've got a 1 in, like, 10 chance of being right.
Yeah.
So we know it's between 0 and 9.
You've got a 1 in 10 chance of guessing the next digit, right? 100 million trillion times. But yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, I think these kind of streams is like a perfect example of why just Fact Fiend and Wiki Weekends and the content we make is like very true to just the rabbit holes we go down of like, this is just the kind of tangents we go on in general. Like, yeah, it's not manufactured for the sake of like, oh, well, every Fat Fiend video has to have a tangent. It's like, no, we just go off on weird fucking tangents.
And plus, well, it's that I'm not going to say I'm like an expert in anything or everything, but my educational background, like I say, it's like all the core sciences to a late college level, and then the soft sciences of sociology and stuff to like a university level.
Yeah, and kind of I always I tried to, I would say, have a bit of balance of like creative and scientific, and my college studies, and then obviously did like video game dev for a bit in uni. But like, I just always want to keep my mind open and interested in as many topics as possible.
Not supposed to like, going to university, you're gonna meet people who have like just all these different degrees and stuff.
We had.
I've got a friend who's like got a fucking degree in further mathematics.
Yeah, I had quite a lot of friends. Most of my friends, in fact, were not from my own course, and from a variety of courses, and everyone just had like, a similar interest in video games or whatever society I went to, like hiking or whatever. And it was just a bunch of different random people that were all on different courses and all had different like levels of expertise and knowledge and stuff. And just I think that the sign of, like, as a lot of people point out, like the sign of being a clever person is to always just keep your mind open to being wrong.
Yep.
And it's like that's kind of a lesson I've learned over the years of like, yeah, that is probably the smartest way to live, is just being always open to learn more.
It's also as well like why we generally are, quite socially liberal. And when you bring up that graph of like, here's the graph of like, the more educated people are, generally, the more liberal they are.
Generally, on a
because
global scale,
it trends upwards, yeah. And the reasoning, like, it's obviously there's many factors that impact this, but the most key one is to be highly educated, or at least educated, like further than the school system, requires you to interact with many different ideas and forms of thinking and other people.
I was going to say,
and be able to communicate effectively.
For example, I grew up in a very, very, extremely majoritively just, like, completely just white Christian community, right? And, like, going to university in Sheffield, I was like, oh, everyone isn't just white here. Everyone isn't just Christian here. Like, this was a complete difference from the world I grew up in for the first 18 years of my life. And you can either, like, completely reject that, or you can keep your mind open to that and just talk to other people like human fucking beings. Anyway, I'm going to say Neutral Shepherd is like, yeah, we'll do it. Oh, yeah, the audio desync again.
This could be our best chance to end the conflict between...
We will begin preparations.
I like as well, like, his loyalty mission that you can ignore. Is like, hey, this might end like a centuries-long conflict.
Like, this could make real progress towards bettering the relationship between organics and non-organics and synthetics. Like, and just, yeah. Like, that can just be something you, like, fuck off and don't do. I've remembered to feed the fish. Chat, you all let me down on this one. None of you reminded me to feed the fish. We got too busy talking about, like, a bunch of shit.
Yeah, we're too busy talking about, like, the existence of imaginary numbers and the philosophy of the self.
We have gone on, like, an absolute wild fucking ride today.
It sounds like we're high as fuck. It's like,
it does, but, like, this is kind of the weird just tangents that Mass Effect leads us down.
I find it genuinely fascinating. Like, especially, like, I don't know how, like, the Quarian thing, like, going through this game, I don't understand how you would ever come to the conclusion that the Geth aren't sentient, and then people do.
Yeah. Thank you, Axiom, for, like, fulfilling the feed the fish. We know no one forgot in chat, don't worry. It was all part of the plan. But yeah, we'll leave it there for today, and then next time we get to go on another wild ride of tangents when we talk about, like, the Geth again.
The Geth one is the best one. The one
and this is why, like, I do see your point of, like, this is why I see your point of just, well, Legion's the coolest fucking character in the game, because between Legion existing and having a conversation with Legion and Legion being in Tally's mission, like, we have gone on some, like, absolutely just weird and wild tangents, and it's been an excellent discussion and really fun.
One of the single best bits of sci-fi is, like, just the one line in Legion's loyalty mission of, do I have a soul?
Mm-hmm. So if you
that the question, like, for the first time I get asked that question, no, we'd asked it many times before, but it's the first time they were scared that we asked it.
And that'll happen next Monday. You know, if you've got some friends that want to watch a stream where they talk about dumb sitcoms and the existential crises of like intelligence existence,
See, stuff like this fucks
come
me
over
up.
here.
It really does. It's like Black Mirror. I can't watch Black Mirror. It fucks me up too much.
Oh dear. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. It's been a lovely time today. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, adventure. I don't know what about. There's no guest here. Not seen a single guest. It's amazing.
Like Shepherd's Wild Ride, let's go. But thank you all for joining. I hope everyone has a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are.
Cheers, everybody.